FedEx St. Jude Invitational with Brooks Koepka, the number one player in the world, taking home the Gary Player Trophy. We will also have the good, the bad, the ugly from the weekend that was, including some other sports happenings. NFL camps all open, and college football camps will be opening up at the end of the week, most of them. The University of Memphis will begin practice on Friday. We will do that today. We'd love to hear from you. Plenty of time to talk with us today on the show. We only have one guest scheduled, and he is Jack Sammons, the President and General Chairman of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, the President of Youth Programs Incorporated. Looking forward to talking to Jack. It was all smiles yesterday on the 18th green after it was all said and done, presenting that trophy to Brooks Koepka. If you want to participate on the program today, we'd love to hear from you. First Bank phone lines, 360-8255. First Bank text line, 67129. And message us at Sports56 WHBQ on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Love to hear your stories about your weekend at the golf tournament. If you went there, if you watched on TV, the things that Jim Nance and company had to say about our great city of ours, the great tournament, and, of course, that great course. So any interactions you had with players, anything that you saw out at TPC Southwind, love to hear from you on the program today as we will dive right into it. But, Eli, what a great weekend. Obviously, we were out there broadcasting live Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then over the weekend, watching a lot of this at TPC Southwind. You couldn't ask for a better first ever tournament.
Yeah, it was a rousing success, I think, in every way. From the weather, which was spectacular, the crowds, just the way the city, and they talked about it a lot in the television coverage. I mean, just the support of the city for that event with great crowds, which was just really cool to see. I mean, Thursday I thought there was a good crowd, everything else, but then really starting on Friday. Like Friday, I felt like there was a lot more people than Thursday, and then over the weekend, just unbelievable galleries following all of these great golfers. I thought it was just a huge success. Kudos to all of the folks over there, Daryl Smith and the entire crew putting on the event. It was just absolutely spectacular. Everything that we hoped it would be, it ended up being. And again, the weather cooperated perfectly. You didn't have to worry about any weather delays, any issues. I mean, it was just beautiful sunshine for 4 straight days, which was great.
I want to thank all the folks that came over to the Hub and visited with us and the other shows that were out there broadcasting live. But not only that, I walked around the course an awful lot after the shows Thursday and Friday, and then all weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I was out there amongst the crowd. And I don't know how many people came up to me to talk to me about whether it was the golf tournament or just to say how they listen to Sports 56. We don't call in, but we listen all the time. There's so many people out there. And look, I appreciate the callers. I appreciate the people who text us and tweet to us, but also just the people that are listening all the time, even if they're not calling in. And a lot of those people came up to me and said hello. And it was great to have that type of interaction with folks over the weekend. But as you said, I thought Friday was the largest crowd I had seen on any day in any tournament since I arrived in Memphis in '96, and I tweeted that out. Of course, Saturday and Sunday dwarfed it. There were holes, and I know the inner workings. I know how to get ahead of the crowds and this and that. So I got in a position. Me and a couple of buddies and my son was out there for a little bit, but you know what's going on, yet, Eli, sometimes you still get caught up in that mad rush of people. There were so many people that you were 4, 5, 6 deep. I remember being on 4, and I could not see. I couldn't, no matter where I went, I could not see them putting on the green. And bad for me, but great for the event. There were so many people on that course. And now, as we look ahead to next year, if you have not heard yet this morning, and we alluded to this last week because I had talked to a PGA Tour official, and he told me, Greg, you are going to be happy. Memphians are going to be happy with the schedule. So I kind of knew what was going to happen because the rumor was that it was going to be 4th of July weekend. But the key was, well, was the Open going to be the week after or 2 weeks after? We got the word today. The 2020 schedule comes out. Yes, indeed, the 4th of July weekend. That will be the next WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. But it's 2 weeks after the U.S. Open and 2 weeks before the British Open. Therefore, unless a player is injured or is just really having some problems on or off the course, there are no excuses. I can't see where scheduling will affect anybody next year. That's not an excuse to use. I mean, wife's having a baby, girlfriend's having a baby, I'm injured. Okay, I understand that. But, of course, I'm referring to one Tiger Woods. That's next year. So the schedule is even better than it was this year.
Yeah, it's a great setup with that, getting the 1 week in between each of the majors and here. The 4th of July weekend, certainly a lot of opportunity to do a lot of patriotic stuff around the tournament next year, which could be really, really cool. But yeah, that's with, the Olympics kind of messed the schedule up a little bit next year. They have to work around the Olympics, so didn't know for sure exactly how it was all going to work out. But yeah, I think that's as good a spot as you could have possibly hoped for if you're the Memphis tournament. I mean, getting the week break in between. It goes U.S. Open, then the Travelers, then here, then the John Deere, then the British Open, and then they go right into the Olympics after that. But it's really, really nice setup for the Memphis tournament as far as the schedule goes for next year. And I will say this: I talked to a lot of people this weekend. I said, being out there, seeing everything, because that's the thing you got to remember for all these guys putting on this tournament. Like this is all new. Like this was their. You don't know for sure how many people, and you're going to be dealing with a lot more people than you ever have. And there were changes that were made out there, especially around the driving range that they had to deal with. Like you don't know how it's all going to work out until you actually put the people out there and see how you're getting people around and what's going on and all of the different things that come with a new tournament and the changes from the last one. They did a great job. I will say this. It may have been good that Tiger wasn't here in year one of that. Like, get a year to see all of the things with a bigger crowd, but not the biggest crowd you could have, and see, okay, we're got to move these people around this golf course. How is it going to work? Because I'm sure there were probably some things that came up that they just didn't expect, and they're probably looking at, okay, we're going to have to do that differently or whatever. That's always going to happen whenever you start changing things. I mean, you're just not going to be able to see every issue that's going to become until it actually happens. You go, okay, now this was an issue. We're going to have to change this. How do we do that? And Tiger elevates all of those issues because he brings the amount of, all of a sudden you got even way more people than you had as it was. So it may have been kind of good that he wasn't here in year one. They could see all those things, make them, and then now the next thing is, if he does come, now you know with that many more people what other issues might come up.
Well, from that point of view, I can understand you saying maybe it's good that Tiger wasn't here. I never think not having Tiger is a good thing, but your point is well taken. And
because they will have, there isn't, the one issue that they have in moving people around is right there around the driving range.
Right.
Because with that driving range moved back and you got the other walkway now closed, if Tiger Woods is hitting on the driving range, that whole walkway is going to be full of people. And so you have an issue of how are you going to get the other people who don't want to just stop and watch Tiger, that are just trying to get through that area. How are you getting them through? Because that thing will be packed. You will not have any room to walk if Tiger Woods is hitting on the range.
Well, look, there was a lot of bottlenecking there. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to point out the things that could be better, although we probably end up doing that because it was so great. It was fantastic. And while Jack Salmon's on, and we could talk to him, but yes, I mean, there were people I was with, and we had to have to wait there at the bottleneck, and you have a million carts coming through, and you have the players coming through, and they're putting ropes up all over, and they got the interviews, and then the kids are lined up to get their autographs, all in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something they're going to have to learn from. Now, somebody told me, can they build a pedestrian bridge? I don't know, like a makeshift bridge that comes down after the tournament. These are things that, again, we could ask Jack, and we'll have Daryl on, I'm sure, again, and discuss things for the future. But you're absolutely right. If it was Tiger here, not to mention to a lesser degree, but still a very popular player, Ricky Fowler, you'd have double the amount of people that you had, and you already had record-setting numbers. And I know those numbers probably will not be released. I don't know if they have. All you have to do is walk around that tournament Saturday, Sunday. That's the biggest crowds they've ever had. So if you're talking double that with Tiger, yes, it would have been really, really tough to walk around. So, yeah, you learn from the first time, although the first time went off pretty much without a hitch, and you try to make it better for the next time. No question about it.
Again, there are just certain, and they knew going in. I mean, Daryl had said that to us. Like they're that whole area with that driving range was just new, and you don't know it. Now you make it a new area, you lessen the walkways and add more people. It's just hard to figure out. Like, okay, what are we going to do? But no, it was great. I mean, out on the course, I mean, certainly people could get around easily, and they did a great job of as far as all of that was concerned. The great crowds that were out there were able to keep up with the groups, and
the covered grandstands, amazing.
Yeah, I
went all over the course and sat in shade.
Provided a lot of shade for people,
right,
which made it great as well. They had carts out there going around selling water and beer, whatever, like kind of mobile areas for people to get drinks and stuff. So I thought it was, I thought everything was spectacular. The TV coverage of it, there was not a bad thing to say about Memphis in this tournament. I mean, they raved about it. It was just absolutely spectacular stuff. All the players, once again, continue to talk about the golf course and these greens, especially. They rave about the greens. They rave about the golf course, from the fact that it's just in great condition and the greens are perfect, to the fact that it is a very good test, because it's not just step up there and see how far you can hit it. You have to be accurate. You have to be able to hit fairways. That's the way to score on this green or on that course. So it continues to earn rave reviews each and every year. And Brooks Koepka is at the head of that list. He loves the St. Jude portion of it. He loves the golf course. He loves Memphis. Like he has become, much like Phil Mickelson, just this great ambassador, not only for the tournament, but for the city and the golf course, and just continues to rave more and more about it. And then he becomes your champion and continues to rave about it, that you can't ask for much more than that.
All right, a couple of things. First of all, I was rooting for Rory because I picked him last week in our picks. So the only reason why, and I like Rory, but you're right about Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka, and I'm not saying that other golfers who, after they finished out their tournament, had really nice things to say about Memphis were insincere. I'm not saying that. But Brooks Koepka has been here a number of times. This is his sixth time. He said in the press conference that he knows TPC Southwind better than any course on tour. And he's telling the truth. He comes here. He knows this course. He said visiting St. Jude a few years back changed his life. It puts everything in perspective that we take for granted. You believe everything he's saying. While he's a robo golfer. I liken him to Kawhi Leonard. He is the Kawhi Leonard of golf. He doesn't have the greatest personality, although he was all smiles, and why wouldn't you be when you won nearly $5 million all in total yesterday? But he's not real emotional like a Rory is or other guys are. But you talk about the ambassadors we have had recently in Memphis. Phil Mickelson carrying the Memphis flag. Unfortunately, it was a really, really bad week for Phil, and he didn't talk much to the media, if at all. Dustin Johnson, last year's champion. Again, not the greatest personality, but you couldn't ask for more to have as your quasi-defending champion. I know it's a different tournament, but the Memphis returning champion. And now Brooks Koepka, number one in the world. He is the best golfer in the world right now. And what he did on Sunday. Now, this was a little bit of a downer because he took the drama out of the tournament on Sunday. He and Rory went mano-a-mano, and there was Webb Simpson, who played extremely well, and Mark Leishman and other guys who were battling. Rahm looked good for a while, and then he dropped. Bubba looked good for a while, then he dropped. But it was really more than likely coming out of that last tandem, the last pairing. So what happens? Brooks steps on his jugular, and he squeezes and squeezes, and Rory had no answer. And Rory was putting it down the middle every time off the tee, and he could not make any putts. Not the best approaches, but when he was close, he still missed those putts. But what Brooks did, 4 birdies in his first 10 holes, he stepped on the accelerator. And so he took the drama out. So we didn't have that. I thought we were going to have maybe an unbelievable finish. We didn't. But look at the champion we had. Look at the final pairing we had. Look at all the great names that were battling. Look at the final leaderboard. You couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, listen, if when you get Rory McIlroy and Brooks Koepka as your final group, like you can't ask for better than that. Like that's it. If Tiger's not at your tournament, that to me is right now in golf your premier final group. Especially the fact that Koepka doing what he's done here in the majors recently, and then Rory, because he hasn't been here very much. I mean, Dustin Johnson certainly is great and all that stuff, but I don't think you could have asked for a better final pairing than Rory and Brooks Koepka. And yes, Rory, that we saw Saturday and Sunday, the 2 Rory McIlroys. When Rory's putter is working, and many people will say he is the best player in the world. He's that good. But many times his putter isn't working. And we saw that on Sunday. I mean, especially when he misses some early, you could see that it just gets, that miss on 3, clearly, like at that point, he was like, what? Because that wasn't even close. I mean, like he missed that thing. That's as bad as you'll see a guy of that level miss that short of a putt. I mean, doesn't even touch the hole from basically like 3.5 feet away. And he just never could get anything to go. Meanwhile, Koepka just keeps rolling him in. Every time he's got any big par putt or anything, it just dead center. Like you're like, wow, this dude's just he never misses anything. And, so it was disappointing not to see Rory play better on Sunday, especially after what he did on Saturday. But yeah, Koepka's just he's an absolute machine. Just it's people don't give him nearly enough credit for what he does around the greens. Like he hits the ball a long way, all that stuff.
He gets up and down,
but he makes every big putt. Like he is in that, like it's almost at times you think it's the old Tiger Woods, like when Tiger was in his heyday of like, no matter what, if he had to make the putt, he was going to make it. Like if it was the big par putt, if it was the 10-foot par putt that you had to have, you just knew he was going to make it. And that's what Koepka, like now you're just watching, like, yeah, every time he gets over one of those big putts, like, yeah, he's going to make this. He just doesn't make bogeys.
We got other things that we will talk about. I know folks may be a little bit burned out from the golf, but what a great week. So we certainly wanted to use at least a big hunk of the show today to wrap it up. As I mentioned, Jack Salmons will join us. We'll take a break. When we come back, got some other things to talk about as far as the golf tournament is concerned, but I would really love to hear from you. I know some of you, as I mentioned, I met a lot of you out there that just like to listen to the show, and that's fine. But for some of you who do like to call in or text in, and you were at the golf tournament or just watch the coverage on CBS, love to hear from you. Maybe there was a certain moment that stands out for you. I can't imagine there were too many bad moments. There were a couple things that I didn't like. It had nothing to do with the tournament itself, but some people out there at the tournament that I'll discuss. But love to hear from you, especially your great experiences. Maybe you were out there with your kids or your grandkids, and they were out there getting autographs. How did it go with those players? Because, again, right now, if you look at the players on social media and you follow any of these players, to a man, just great things to say about the city, about the tournament, and about the course. Love to hear it and love to hear from you. We'll take a break. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
These seats are amazing. Shoot it! Yeah!
We deliver tickets, team merchandise, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all three. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
New Life Medical Center has moved to a new, larger location that allows them to better serve their patients. I go to New Life Medical Center for testosterone replacement therapy, which is one of many things they do. They also treat erectile dysfunction and can relieve the pain of joint injuries with stem cell and platelet-rich plasma treatments. They also take care of patients with diabetes, high blood pressure, sick visits, and much more with no appointment necessary and minimal wait times. New Life Medical Center is now at 9160 Highway 64. That's just off I-40. Stop in and see what they can do for you.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Did you know Davis Motorhome Mart is one of the top 10 Tiffin dealers in the U.S.? Come tour the 7.5 acres of beautiful travel trailers, motorhomes, fifth wheels, and toy haul or towables half-tons. Motorhomes from 27 feet up to 45 feet from brands like Winnebago, Coachman, Puma, Highland Ridge, and Tiffin. Take advantage of Davis Motorhome Mart's big blowout sale on 2019s and 2020s on their way. Stop by your gateway to travel freedom. Davis Motorhome Mart at 1145 East Brooks Road in Memphis. Call 901-332-3414 and cruise by the website davismotorhomes.com.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. This hour is also brought to you by Davis Motorhome Mart. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back to the program, talking about the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational and so many positives. We'd love to hear from you. You can message us at Sports56WHBQ on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Hit us up on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255, First Bank text line 67129. I did want to say this about the players, and I know the game has completely changed because of how much money is involved. Yesterday, Brooks Koepka won $4.75 million. Now, he won, what for the purse was what, 1.7, the winner?
It's 1.725, I think, was the official number for the winner.
He also won the $2 million bonus, the Wyndham Rewards bonus. And unless Alex Noren has 2 double eagles next week, he also picks up another $1.5 million, whatever it was, from the is it Aon? The Aon
they've got
risk
some
reward.
They've got a anymore. It feels like they're just creating as many things for sponsors as they can, and they were trying to explain a little bit yesterday on the TV coverage about that whole thing. I still have no clue what it actually is or how they win it, but yeah, he's going to win that too. I literally watched it I was like, I don't even know what the hell they're talking about or what he's doing to win it, but good for him to win that too, because he needs a little bit more money.
It's just more money and more money and more money. But here's the thing. Here's the point I was trying to make. So he wins $4.75 million basically from winning this tournament. Jack Nicklaus, for his entire career, PGA Tour, won 73 times, including 18 majors. Now, this has nothing to do with, the millions and millions and millions that he's won away from the game. $5.7 million. Total, $5.7 million. Remember, this is a guy that won tournaments in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s. So it's not like he won in 1910. It is incredible, the amount of money. And as you said, but here's the thing. As much as all these guys make, I watched, and they're all millionaires, Louis Oosthuizen had a bad bunker shot on 9. I've never seen emotion from Louis Oosthuizen. He took his wedge and he kind of slammed it into the sand, into the bunker. And I was to myself saying, good. He cares. I watched John Rahm miss a putt. I think he ended up par in 16. He was mad that he didn't get a birdie or whatever it was. And you saw the emotions. I love the fact that these guys aren't just cashing a check, going through the motions. They know they can't win some of them on Sunday, yet they're still mad when they mess up a shot because it's pride, but it also shows you the importance of these tournaments. And we are right there now with this World Golf Championship. That's the importance of this tournament. These guys really care, even with all the money that they have won and all the money that you can win on this tour.
It's golf, man. I mean, when they're out there playing, they're not necessarily thinking about the money. It's golf. Right? You can be playing for nothing, and you get frustrated when you hit bad shots. That's the game of golf. It is because you're battling yourself. You don't get to blame anybody else or anything else.
You blame the caddy every once in a while.
You get mad because you hit a bad shot, and it matters if you're playing for nothing or you're playing for millions. You just want to do. You don't like hitting bad shots. Nobody likes hitting bad shots.
Our good friend Chris Thomas joining us now in studio, who's been a volunteer with the golf tournament in Memphis for 20 years. But a lot of people, of course, know Chris. And most of the time, Chris is in one of those carts driving around doing, I don't know what you're doing there, Chris, but I see you all the time.
Well, thank you for thank you for that, Greg.
I know you do a lot, but I'm just saying I don't know exactly what you do.
But I didn't get to drive the cart as much this year because we just couldn't get around. I mean, but I I'm co-chair of the escort marshals, which sounds really funny, but our guys and gals walk with the top players in the larger crowd. So in the past, obviously we might have 5 or 6 players, so we were looking for stuff to do. We only had 35 volunteers, but this year we had to up it to 80.
Wow.
So we were, and what we do is we help get from green to tee, make sure the ropes are up. We're outside the ropes if we need to be when the crowd's big. We're making sure, just basically that the extra crowd control. And we walk with all the players that have armed security, which was 12 this year that they had armed security on.
How did they determine who has the armed security and who doesn't?
It's weird. I don't know. I don't know because I was surprised they didn't have it with some of the bigger names, but they had it. Obviously, there were some that you knew they were going to have it with Brooks, Rory, and
although Brooks can handle himself, he's a big guy.
God, yeah. And but they had 6 with him, and then on Sunday they had 8. I mean, because you had Rory and him together, but we're just extra crowd control, and then so we walk with them from number 1 through 18. But when you see me driving around, it's sometimes like yesterday. And it was almost impossible. But we had guys going out with certain players that ended up not getting a big following. Because one of them, I think, was Justin Rose ended up with, we had 4 of my guys with him, but they only had 12 people following him. So we pulled him off them and had to move him back with John Rahm, with Brooks Koepka's group. And so it was, and even the group in the middle with.
So you're moving around based on where you need people constantly during the day.
Yesterday, like I said, it's just when you got all those people coming through it's just hard to get around them. And we've got back roads or back alleys or whatever we can go around the back of the course. But even trying to get to those, you have to go through around 18 green or that, behind the club, behind the 18 green. It was just almost impossible.
So what was it like from your viewpoint, crowd-wise? Because we never hear the numbers. But you've done this now for 20 years. I've been covering them since 96, these tournaments in Memphis. What type of a difference, if you can put it into words, this year compared to years past?
One word is overwhelming, but there were twice as many there this week than ever before. Darrell had told us that we averaged in the past on a Saturday and Sunday like 10,000, and we were going to average Saturday and Sunday each day 20. And I could see it. I mean, you could just see it if you were able to watch Brooks and Rory tee off. Or at any time out there, you saw the masses, and I videoed it, but just watching the crowd leave number one and walk up there and cross walk in the fairway. And I told my coach here, I said, I hope that bridge will hold this many people at one time. Because you've just never – I mean, the biggest crowds we ever had in the past usually were, Mickelson, and it was just we were talking about how strange it was that Mickelson's here and he doesn't have the largest following. I mean, he had a good group, and I think people were out of respect showing it, who knows how long he'll be here. But you think about it, everybody's seen Mickelson that's come to this tournament. So now you got guys that have never played here or rarely play here.
About half of them.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, that's why everybody was with them. But I met people from all over the Southeast, and I met people or overheard people. I didn't actually talk to them because I couldn't understand what they were saying.
From all around the world.
A lot of foreigners. But the impact this had, I heard nothing but great things from the fans, from the volunteers. It's funny because they had us on our security meeting yesterday. They wanted us to make sure on 18, where we talked about a playoff, which didn't end up happening, of course, but they wanted to make sure we had extra guys and gals with my group lining the fairway ropes when that last group came through, so that what happened when Tiger won that tournament was in Atlanta and all the fans went on to follow him up.
That was the Tour Championship.
Yeah, Tour Championship. So they wanted to make sure that didn't happen, so we were all lined up down there. And then, of course, everybody was great. I mean, they've added
He's the only one that happens for, and I hate to tell you, but you're not stopping them, and they want to do it for him.
Because one of my people said, well, what do we do if they start, coming under the rope? I said, well, just try to hold them back.
No, let them go. You'll get a fine from the SEC somehow. Somehow the SEC will figure into this thing.
Somebody had texted in and said, I thought the fans were very respectful. I talked Friday about the incident with Poulter on Thursday, which was just one idiot in the crowd. Right. But other than that, I never saw any issues at all. Everything else was absolutely fantastic.
Well, let me jump in here because I am right behind 18 green with the media for the final pairing. And it ends and Koepka wins and the crowd goes crazy. And the crowd, yes, generally was unbelievable. But I'm standing next to Mark Giannotto from the Commercial Appeal, and I say, I'm surprised the USA chants have not started. All of a sudden, Rory starts to walk out right in his face. Not only the USA chants, but bunch of drunk guys, second place, even though he was tied for fourth. Second place, and then go back home. So there were those chants right in Rory's face. Now, Rory did not talk to the media afterwards. I don't think it had anything to do with the fans.
Right.
Didn't help,
it was his play.
But it was his play. But I thought that was, I guess that happens. Look, I'm as prideful as anybody else for the guy from the United States winning, but this isn't the Ryder Cup.
Right.
So I thought that was a little bit disrespectful. I'll let you chime in on that as well. Let me take a phone call here, though, and I want to remind everybody you can at First Bank phone lines, 360-8255, First Bank text line, 67129. Ben has dialed in. Hey, Ben.
Hey, guys. I came by and saw y'all Wednesday at the practice round.
Yes, it was nice seeing you.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, listen, here's a couple takeaways, okay? First thing is I missed the old hub. I brought a friend down there, and I was like, man, where is it? And, y'all had the open tents behind the driving range. Was that last year?
Yeah, it's been there for quite a few years. But, now the driving range is where that tent was, so they had to move it.
These are not days, but I'm just takeaways. That was a disappointment. I missed that. Y'all in the corner, breeze, everybody's walking around. But anyway, so then when I went up there, I left y'all, I saw the guys in shorts. I've never seen pros in shorts, okay? So, not that I'm whatever. It was just weird seeing them out there.
It's very strange. They're on. I said this on the air Friday, like it is, or Thursday. It's weird because it's the bottom half of their body, but some of them are unrecognizable in shorts. Like it's just weird. It's like it's jarring when you see him. Like I'm like, who is that guy? I'm like, oh, okay, that's Jordan Spieth. He just doesn't look like Jordan Spieth wearing shorts.
Yeah, and DeChambeau had a regular hat on, and you didn't recognize him. So that was kind of weird. So then we went back over to 12 real quick. And we're standing there, and there's like nobody, just me and my buddy. And Tommy Fleetwood comes up, and the guy that's the usher, the guy that has the hush y'all, he comes up the green and puts a sign and says, "Hush y'all." I'm like, "Well, what?" I was talking to my friend. He goes, "You can't be talking while they're practicing." I said, "Come on, man, come on."
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay, that was ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, it was kind of a joke. And then lastly, we went back up to watch them tee off 13. Did you know what they were doing on 13 on the practice round? That they were teeing off left-handed.
Really?
Yeah, they were up there teeing off left-handed, and like Dustin Johnson and those guys, and Justin Thomas was the big dog making everybody laugh, and they hit it everywhere. So we said, let's go. So we go back to 12 green. Next thing you know, we got balls flying at us because we were hitting, slicing it. I'm like, what the heck's going on, though? It's like up there teeing off, so we had to jump from there. So anyway, it was a great experience. That was a beautiful day. And to have the two guys yesterday, Rory and Brooks, as opposed to Cantley and, Fitzpatrick, made the whole day great. On TV, y'all were talking about this. They said Memphis. It's like back in Memphis, back from Memphis, all day long, 4 days long. And lastly, the best thing they need to do next year, Greg, I went with y'all at the Masters several years ago. The beers, I bought a corn dog and a beer, $18. If they could come down the price a little bit, that would make things a little bit better. If it goes to St. Jude, that's fine, but that was a little ridiculous.
Thank you,
Gotta
Ben.
go, guys.
Appreciate it, man. Well, I can tell you the concessions aren't going to St. Jude. They're going to those. They're going to those companies, and I think every tournament's like that, with the exception of the Masters, as far as the prices are concerned. I heard some people saying this. I don't even know if it's possible, but we got the bottlenecking right there. You know where it is, in front of the clubhouse. Everything's going on there. Is there a way that maybe a pedestrian bridge or something that could be a makeshift bridge, it's got to be solid, can't fall apart, but that is there for the tournament and then it's gone? Or is there anything they can do to make that area less congested?
I can tell you that's one of the things that kept Darrell up at night beforehand. We knew that area, especially Thursday and Friday, when they were having them off on both tees, having to go from 18 to 1, which you notice they walked this year instead of having the carts because they didn't have that road. And then coming from 18 to 1 and 9 to 10, that bottleneck was worse Thursday and Friday. And then you've got carts trying to come through and all the people. I don't know. That is something they're definitely going to look at. They did a little better. It was better Saturday and Sunday, but I was talking to someone when you got all those thousands of people, then you're down to that little chute.
Yeah,
I don't know. That is something they're definitely going to look at. I heard the guy. I couldn't hear everything he was saying. I heard him say "hush y'all," which we carry those signs. I didn't hear what he said about it.
He was saying he was out there on the practice round on Wednesday when the guys wear shorts and it's different than when they actually play for keeps. And he said that they were over watching Tommy Fleetwood on the driving range, and somebody put the hush y'all sign up and said to be quiet. I've never seen anything like that.
That's not our group. That's the practice range people, but I've never heard that either. I thought he was talking about out in the field of play, which we're told on Wednesday, this is the first time we've ever had practice rounds like this. So we were
a little different.
Oh, and it's crazy because everybody's just waiting around. You don't know. They don't give you a schedule like
you don't
Masters.
get that. You don't get just the tee time schedule.
So my group,
it's when guys want to go.
Yeah, my group that was supposed to go with certain players and the sheriff's department, FedEx Security, we were all standing around waiting and then like Mickelson, we were following Mickelson. He went from 4 and he skipped 5 and 6 and went to 7.
Right.
So it's right. So that's something that they say that at every tournament, but the Masters, that's what they're doing. They said rarely does a player let them know the night ahead of time when they're going to go out. But, I mean, they just show up, and you're just like, okay, guys, go with that group.
Right. The cool thing about the Masters practice rounds is I've been there a number of times is they post where the guys are, when they're going. It's so organized, but it's impossible here. Like you said, they're gonna hit 3 or 4 balls on one hole. They'll skip a hole. They'll meet up with somebody. Somebody else will join them. It's all kinds of craziness.
Yeah, we had like Finau and Rose were together, and then Finau just pulled off and got with someone else, and it's helter skelter. But the thing that you're talking about, the thing with the prices and the thing, I mean, they did welcome to the big time, folks. I mean, I actually looked at the prices, and they weren't any different than the FedEx Forum to me.
Yeah, it's event pricing basically.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
and
what it is.
But I was excited. The things they had for the common man, for the fans that just had a pass to get in, were incredible. And I heard that the hub where y'all were, that thing was amazing. And then having like that Grey Goose Lounge, people were going in there, and then
the pit was unreal. And then of course you have Anthony, you have
Birdies and Bubbles.
Birdies and Bubbles. I mean,
that
the food truck row. I mean, there was so much for people out there.
They brought so many. They did things to bring a lot of millennials out, which is great. Yeah. You know, just that younger crowd, bringing them out there.
The whole
phone chargers that brought out the millennials.
Yeah,
they had phone charger stations,
and it helped us volunteers.
The kids getting in free with the paid adult. I mean, that's it's not like they're doing it like 6 and under. I mean,
it said 18 and under.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw that.
That's an unbelievable thing. Like to do that, just allow every kid in there with a paying adult. That is a great thing because that's about growing the sport and getting young kids involved. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great point you make, because when I saw the commercial and it said, the kids 18, I was shocked.
Oh yeah.
But then yes, what Eli's saying is, they got to think about the future, too, of the game, growing the game with these young people. If they're not interested, how do you get them interested in golf? Well, at least there's a lot of interesting characters out there on the tour, and a lot of Americans as well, that have these kids, I think, excited about it. So I think golf's in good shape, but you have to think about the future.
Well, and think about how many parents came that would not have if they had to pay the money for their kid. And think about all the money they spent on their kids while out there on food. And so I don't think the tournament lost any money there. What's amazing is all the corporate venues sold out.
Right.
Like they were sold out like back in March, and then they started adding other things. But I was talking to someone out there and said, because I was like, what are you going to do? And they said, we can go up in the pavilion. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I'm just saying but yeah, it's amazing. This is big time, folks. You already knew that, and it's just to see the crowd, the people. It couldn't have worked out for a more perfect thing. We got 2,000. I want to shout out to all the volunteers. Almost 2,000 volunteers. And
they're the best. They're the best.
Do you know that this is the only golf tournament on the PGA Tour that volunteers do not have to pay?
Wow.
To be a volunteer.
Yeah, because I've been a volunteer at the PGA Championship, and I have to pay
for your uniform, and I think Nike's the one that provides that. Staff did a great job, and I mean, to be a part of this is just incredible. I mean, just to be able to be a part of this, and it's going to only get better. I mean, it's only going to get better. People keep asking me, well, do you think now that I've already gotten text this morning, will the dates change? Do you think Tiger will come? I mean, they're already speculating a year.
We're now officially on Tiger Watch for another 11 months.
Here's what I said earlier. The one thing you won't be able to use as an excuse, if you want to call it an excuse, I mean, obviously it's legit sometimes, certainly with his health, but it can't be the schedule.
Oh, no.
The schedule next year is better than this year. It can't be the schedule. It would have to be either burnout, he's hurt, there's some personal things going on, but hopefully he'll make it. Chris, thank you as always, and great job.
Hey, no, it's everybody else, and I want to give a shout-out to our local Memphian, Doug Barron, my buddy.
Yes, we haven't even got to that yet.
Okay, I'm sorry, 5th in the Open. I mean, just
turned
50, man.
Qualified Monday. He went over there. He was co-medalist.
Birthday present for yourself. You just go over there and finish time for 5th.
It's just incredible. But anyway, thank you guys. Just wanted to stop in, and thanks for letting me share a volunteer's perspective, and enjoy listening.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Thank you.
Great
Appreciate
job,
it.
Chris Thomas, good friend of ours, who does a heck of a job with all those great volunteers out there at the golf tournament. Davis Motorhome Mart is the first hour sponsor of Sports 56 Middays. Over 7.5 acres of beautiful travel trailers and motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, towable half tons. They have motorhomes from 27 feet up to 45 feet in length with brands like Winnebago, Coachman, Puma, Highland Ridge, and Tiffin. In fact, they're a top 10 Tiffin dealer in the entire United States. They have customers that come from all over the country. They come from Canada as well. They come to Memphis. Not only for the golf tournament, they come to Memphis for a beautiful motorhome from Davis Motorhome Mart. And right now, they have a big blowout sale going on all the 2019s. They're trying to make room for the 2020s, which are rolling in. This is a family-owned and operated business, folks. They're good people. DavisMotorhome.com is the website to check out. Call them at 901-332-3414. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays, or visit them at 1145 East Brooks Road in Memphis. Leave the stress at home, get away, travel to your favorite cities with a motorhome from Davis Motorhome Mart. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find Real Sports Talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. I have found people sometimes choose their real estate agent in the most unusual way. Well, the agent down the street sold that house so they can sell mine. Or, my relative is brand new in the business and I want to help them. Or, my friend sells real estate on the side and will give me a good deal on commission. These are all valid considerations, but after all my years in the real estate business, the advice I give people is, interview 2 to 3 agents. Find out what they think about your home, how they would price it, and what they suggest you do to prepare to make the most for your home. Last, when interviewing agents, make sure that I am one of the brokers you speak with. Find out how my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shell Bucks option can mean the difference in whether you sit or sell. Also find out why people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Sheldon Rosengarten at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com.
Put the Case IH legacy of power and efficiency to work in your hay fields and feedlot. Mid-South Ag Equipment has tough Case IH Farmall tractors that can handle a variety of chores fast. With their expert blend of engine and hydraulic power, Farmall tractors can easily tackle loading and material handling chores as well as mowing and baling. Models range from 65 to 90 horsepower, so you're sure to find one that's perfectly powered for the jobs you do. Stop in or call 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag Equipment, your Case IH headquarters.
Hey everybody, the All-Star Chevy Challenge is here. And I'm telling you, if it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is the place to go, people. Take your best written deal from any Mid-South Chevy dealer to our friends at All-Star Chevrolet and they will beat it. Or they're going to give you a free tank of gas for the win. So now that I got your attention, yes, July is All-Star Challenge month when you get to let All-Star Chevy beat that deal on any new Chevy or even pre-owned vehicle you want. Just take the official written deal from any other Chevy dealer, not that one your friend wrote down at the bar, and take it to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch. It's that simple. Not only that, they have the best testing ground of any other Chevy dealership, and when you head to All-Star Chevy, you know you got the best deal. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch and take the All-Star Challenge. Not in South Haven, it's gotta be Olive Branch. Or go to allstarautogroup.com right now and be amazed by all the hot new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles they have in stock. Don't miss the All-Star Chevy Challenge. You will thank me later.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC. Looking for great seafood? Head to the Half Shell, voted Memphis's favorite seafood 5 years in a row. Enjoy delicious seafood at the Half Shell for lunch and dinner, along with the Half Shell's extensive new wine list. Or relax at the bar, open daily until 3 a.m. For a great weekend, try Saturday and Sunday brunch at the Half Shell from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Half Shell, always Memphis's favorite. Available for private parties, catering, and daily box lunch delivery. The Half Shell, serving full food menu till 2 a.m. daily. 2 locations on Mendenhall and on Winchester.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. This hour is also brought to you by Davis Motorhome Mart. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back here in the Family Leisure Studios. And don't forget, they've got their pool clearance sale going on. They've extended that above ground pool starting at $11.99. Free upgrades, pool filters, liners, winter covers on select pools. Save up to 50% on toys, floats, and pool games as well. Family Leisure, 2120 Winton Road, just north of I-40. So text here on the First Bank text line. Somebody says, what about the free beer since Brooks won? Yeah, that is correct. That's the bonus for all Tennesseans. You can take advantage of it tomorrow. $5 rebate on 6-packs. Also, some bars between 5 and 7 tomorrow. You can get a free Michelob Ultra since Brooks Koepka won.
Oh, by the way, did you see what happened with Kevin Tway?
Yeah, Kevin Tway's hole in one. Got some free beer for folks too.
But they couldn't give it to him because there's no beer sales before 10 o'clock, whatever it was. Remember, Kevin Tway was in last place, so he went off Saturday and Sunday by himself. He was the first one off. He gets a hole in one, and it was an hour and a half before they can actually give out the beer. So it was only.
So they didn't do it at all. I assumed they were just going to do it when they first.
No, I think they did it for a few minutes. But anyway, I went to the media room after the tournament, and there was a big thing of beer on ice. Compliments of Kevin Tway. And I had a beer on Kevin.
Peter Emerson, so you had to register, but that's right. I believe you had to register for that Brooks Koepka for the free beer.
Oh, yeah, you had to register.
Previously register for it.
Right.
So he says, TV coverage was good except for the caddies being in the way of some camera shots on the greens. Well, that's just going to happen.
Down in front.
That's just going to happen in golf. They're worried about where the cameras are and trying to get away. They're doing their thing, and the cameras happen to be there. They're not worried about that. Somebody else says the Golf Channel coverage was awesome. Mark Lai talking about being good friends and hanging out with Duck Dunn, staying at his house, seeing local bars and restaurants.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the coverage, like yesterday on CBS, they kept doing a little of different things about Memphis and places to see and things to do. I mean, it was cool. Really, all of it was so positive. You just consider the number. We talk about the number of, how much the more fans there were at the tournament. Think about how many more people were watching this tournament because of the field and the fact that Brooks Koepka and Rory McIlroy was the final group. So all of that coverage of the city of Memphis is being seen by so many more people than normal.
Oh, right. And then they had, Sky Sports, which is basically the European version of what? ESPN? I don't know. They're there and they're doing their thing. Obviously, Golf Channel, CBS. It was over 200 media members.
So he says if Rory would have made putts, it could have been a playoff. He's like, yeah, Rory just, again,
didn't make putts.
He struggled on the greens yesterday, which is something we've seen before. So he also was very touching to see the kids from St. Jude introduced to serve as honorary pin holders on the 18th green. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not something new. That's something they've done forever. But again, it's one of the great things they do. Each one got a standing ovation. The golfers were all very kind and gracious as they signed autograph and gave the kids some memorabilia from the tournament. Yeah, that is one of the really cool things that they've always done out there. That all of the different things they do with St. Jude and the tie-in and all that. But it's really cool to see those kids get that opportunity.
Well, Justin Thomas just tweeted out, what a week in Memphis, the opportunity to visit St. Jude's, meet Bailey, who designed my amazing shoes I wore all week, meet his family and all the patients that are fighting each day was so powerful. And just many of the similar comments by players if you follow them on social media. We'll take a break. More on the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational with Jack Salmons when we return. And then we will dive into some other topics, including baseball, the trade deadline coming up on the 31st, NFL camps, and some big injuries already to report. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $2,300. Gourmet Chef Joe welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free daily transportation, utility bills, monthly coffee club, theme, dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. The living is easy. Town Village Audubon Park.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
I'm just your average, everyday, hardworking plumber. But when it comes to my business, only the best. Like commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive. They help design a customized insurance solution that gets the job done right. Just like me.
An actor trying to sound like a plumber. Excruciating. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Its affiliated and third-party insurers.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all 3. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, station events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG FM Tunica Memphis, and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx.
Here once again,
our great guest in an Eli Savoy.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out. Because I love you too much, baby.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays on this glorious Monday. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Austin Eldridge, the Monday, July 29th, 2019 edition. To be exact, we are in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And Sports 56 Middays delivered each and every day by our title and presenting sponsor, FedEx. Providing global access for small business. Learn more at fedex.com/e-commerce. We continue to talk about the amazing first ever WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, another one of the many people involved in this event that made it happen, made it such a success. Our good friend Jack Sammons, the president and general chairman of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational and president of Youth Programs Incorporated. He joins us now on Sports 56 Middays. Jack, good morning.
Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Eli and Austin. Thrilled to be with you guys today.
Did you get a chance to finally get a little sleep last night?
Hell no, my adrenaline was running all night long. I'm just fired up, and Fred Smith was out here yesterday, and his directive was, let's make it even bigger next year, bigger and better.
Wow,
So,
how about that? Already talking next year, huh?
Already talking next year. We've had meetings this morning about it briefly as we begin to dismantle this city that we called WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational.
The crowd-wise, did it end up kind of being what you guys expected? Was it more than you expected, or how did that come in? And do you even have the numbers from like Saturday and Sunday?
No, we don't have the numbers, Eli, but I'll tell you that concession sales were up dramatically. My role during the 4 days is just to get in a golf cart and go from sponsor to sponsor all over the course, thank them for their investment, ask them to continue their investment, as well as thank the 1,850 volunteers that we have that actually put this tournament on. And I can tell you, it was swimming upstream in a cart this weekend. And I have not had that problem, particularly Thursday and Friday. In the past has not been a problem. But this time it was crazy. It was Times Square. And so I just stopped the cart and thanked the crowd. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out.
It was like
So
salmon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, salmon. That's right. My kinfolk. So I just couldn't be happier. And Daryl Smith and Matt Young, our sales manager over here, just did a hell of a job selling hospitality. And I think that just about every customer is saying, we're coming back. We're going to do a multi-year contract. And I think we could get in a position at some point where, we cut off tickets.
Wow.
How many can you print? But we're a long ways from. Somebody asked me the other day, said, "You run out of tickets?" I said, "Look, if there's one printer in America that can print, I'm gonna print tickets." Okay? Yeah.
Well, you don't even have to print tickets.
Outside the gate. Yeah.
That's a great thing.
Outside the gate.
In this digital world we live in, you don't even print tickets anymore. What the heck?
That's true. Yes, absolutely. We'll put them on your phone. But, my role these days is like P.T. Barnum. I'm just trying to get them in the tent. And once they get here, we want to have a great time. And, we've got a fabulous product. We've 40, 45, 47, whatever, the top 50 golfers in the world. And then the leaderboard we had. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. Bruce Koepka has been so loyal to us. He's been here the last 6 years. Every year he goes to the hospital. There's something about that magic of the players that go to visit the hospital end up winning this thing.
Well, think about the old tournament recently with names that have been so supportive of this tournament and this city, great ambassadors like Phil Mickelson, last year DJ, and now you open up this new era of golf in Memphis, and it's Brooks Koepka, for goodness sakes, the #1 player in the world. You couldn't ask for a better pairing, the final pairing of Rory McIlroy and Koepka. You couldn't have scripted that any better, Jack.
Greg, there's no way we could have scripted it any better, but you think about it, we had the #1 player in the world 2 years in a row that won this tournament.
Yeah.
We had some blessings from above. Certainly the weather was extraordinary, but I'm resigning from being chairman of the weather committee. I did it one year. This year, I'm going to hand it off. I might point one of you guys to handle that for us, fellas.
I'm sure there were a lot of people taking credit for the weather. There's been a lot of there's
no
shortage of that.
I think Mayor Jim Strickland, now it's the re-election year, he certainly was taking credit for it. We had Congressman Kustoff. He was out here taking credit for it, and I suspect Brother Trump would too if he knew about it.
I also think Jim Nance, as the honorary mayor, may have even done it too as well during the broadcast yesterday. But
they asked me to toast him at an event we had Friday about 2 minutes before toast time. They just went over and whispered in my ear and said, "How about toasting Jim Nance?" So I never prepare. It wouldn't have mattered if they told me 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have prepared anything anyway.
You could handle it.
Yeah. So I went up there and I said, "I noticed we have one city councilman in the audience, and we have a rule. It's strange politics in Memphis, but on Friday nights, if you have one member present, that constitutes a quorum. So we can have a meeting here, Mr. Nance." I said, Councilman Ford Canale, he was there. Said, Councilman Canale, why don't you convene the meeting? And I recommend you make a motion to make Mr. Jim Nance the honorary mayor of Memphis for the weekend. Is there a motion? Motion made. Second. The crowd went crazy. And Jim Nance said, for all the years I've been doing this, no one's ever made me an honorary mayor. I said, well, you're walking in Memphis, buddy.
Yeah, you
Big
never came
Well,
to Memphis. That's the reason why.
I'm telling you,
right?
they never, like on the broadcast, it was a constant thing too, talking like the other guys were making jokes about it, stuff like little mentions of it. They kept playing with it for sure for the entire weekend.
He told us that crime was down 48% during his reign as mayor. Yes. Just like my stories, we never let truth get in the way of a good story.
Exactly.
Yes,
So now again, we're less than 24 hours from having completed this first ever event here in Memphis, and like you said, Jack, you're already having meetings and talking about next year. The one question I guess people want to know, and we've discussed this with a few of we had Chris Thomas on, who you know very well. He was in here earlier, and we've had some texters as well. But obviously, there's the big bottleneck. The bottleneck right there in front of the clubhouse, and you got carts going one way and the other. You got players coming through. You have fans waiting to get across. The driving range right there. The kids waiting for the autographs. Is it even possible to have some type of pedestrian bridge or something else? Is there any thoughts about how you can lessen the load from that little area? Because, again, if a guy named Woods decides to come next year, it'll even be more, as you know.
Well, there you go, Chris Thomas. We're less than 24 hours out, and he's already complaining. Right?
No, he wasn't complaining.
I'm teasing. No, in the world of politics that I was in for a long time, I always learned that it's better to have your fundraisers in small rooms. So it looks crowded, and everybody thinks, "Oh my goodness, I better contribute to this guy. He's going to win." Versus putting it on the floor of the FedEx Forum and say this kid ain't got a chance. But that's something we certainly need to consider spreading things out. We got a lot of geography out here that they didn't have at the old Colonial and places like that.
Right.
So something to think about. I mean, I'm not averse to that at all. It looks like the media center is going to be moved, and they might build they're talking about maybe building a permanent tennis facility that could be used 1 week a year for this event. There are a lot of things on the table, but FedEx and the PGA Tour partner together and have committed to this community in the golf world that they're going to make this better every year. And if you went to the Players Championship 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you saw incremental improvement every year, and the Players Championship now is phenomenal. I mean, that thing is the best of the best, and that's kind of what we aspire to be. And what we're going to also do is expand our concentric circles of marketing. The Memphis business community did an extraordinary job of investing in this tournament with significant price increases this year. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take those circles, the concentric circle, and go farther out to what I call the golf desert of Nashville, St. Louis, Little Rock, Shreveport, Birmingham, these other cities that are not Louisville, that are not that far away, that why wouldn't you want to come
Makes
to Memphis?
sense. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
I tell all the players, too, that now, that global warming was invented by a Tennessean, and they purposely made Memphis the new San Diego. That's why we have moderate temperatures in the third week, fourth week in July. Now, the tour announced this morning that our date will move next year for the Olympics. Mm-hmm. The tour will have an off week during the Olympic week, which is the last week in the end in July, which happens to be when we just had the World Golf Championship FedEx St. Jude Invitational. So next year we're going to be the weekend of July the 4th. So people have a lot of time. I think Jeff Calkins wrote an article this morning. He asked me about it yesterday, and I said, well, I can't comment, but wouldn't be a bad idea to be booking some rooms the 4th of July weekend.
Right.
Yeah. And it was hard to get a room this weekend. It was real hard to get a room. People were staying in Jonesboro and down in Mississippi and places like that. So we're building a lot of new hotels right now, and hopefully we can fill those up again. The economic impact of this event is as big as any sporting event we've ever had here in Memphis.
Well, you mentioned with that new schedule too, with the falling right in between the U.S. Open and the British Open, with a week in between either side. It looks like it's a perfect date for you guys.
I kind of think so, Eli. I really do. They can't give you that excuse of, well, I don't play the week before or after a major.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, for my money, we're the sixth major. You got the four majors, the players, and us.
Yeah. Listen, you could look at that field, and you can't. These World Golf Championships just mean a lot to a lot of these guys. One, it's a lot of money, but two, there's something to be said for having the World Golf Championship trophy compared to the trophy for some other normal event. It's right there in the name, and you're beating the best in the world.
Beating the best in the world, and yesterday our champ Bruce Koepka won more money in one day than Lee Trevino won his entire career.
I tweeted out this last night, Jack. Let me find the exact numbers again. So I tweeted this out last night. Jack Nicklaus on the course for his entire career, which included 73 wins in 18 majors, won 5.7 for his entire career. Koepka won nearly $5 million all in total yesterday with the other things that he won, the bonuses and things. He won about $4.75 million yesterday. Isn't that incredible?
It's empirically obvious that Memphis is a better place to play golf than go to all those other places. Just come to Memphis.
Jack,
take care of it.
You are a great ambassador for this city, my friend, and a fantastic job by you and everybody involved in this tournament. It was a great, great week. I'm already counting down the days for next year. I love the game of golf, and I love what Memphis is doing. So keep doing what you're doing. Always appreciate your time, Jack.
Greg and Eli, we're selling all the time, and we've got 1,850 volunteers that gave a week of their lives out here. It's all for the kids at St. Jude, and we're selling our community. Maybe some decision leader out there that wants to relocate his headquarters might say, I'm going to go check that place out.
Absolutely.
Jobs, be good for all of us.
One good
we
thing
appreciate
leads
what
others.
you're doing. You make life fun out there, and I always enjoy listening to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you, Jack. Appreciate it. Jack Salmon's joining us on the program. Right, one good thing could lead to other good things.
Again, it was basically over the 4 days, if you got Golf Channel, but over on CBS over the weekend, you're talking an 8-hour commercial to the world about Memphis. They did a lot of things. They went Civil Rights Museum, all these other things. They talked about it and talked about, they showed the pit out there once. They were talking about the barbecue and the different places. Like, it was great. It's one of the things I always like. Normally, I don't go out there. Really, I don't ever go out there on Sunday. One, because on Sunday, I'd rather be able to watch it on TV so they could take me to where all the action is, and I get stuck out there not knowing what's going on elsewhere. But I also just like watching the TV coverage from it for one day to see all of the different things and what kind of stuff they're saying. And again, Nance, the whole honorary mayor thing, like, they kept playing into that. He raved about the city, everything else. They talked about Dan Mullally's party there along 18, his house, and the party they have, and what they do for St. Jude. All the stuff they do about St. Jude on there. It's really just you can't get a better commercial basically for the city of Memphis than what you got over the weekend. Because I don't know what the television numbers were, but there's a lot. When you could throw Brooks Koepka and Rory McIlroy as your final group, there's a lot of people watching.
By the way, the Mullallys, what they do is fantastic. I was actually invited to that party. I never made it over because I am one that actually does like, unlike you, to be there Sunday in the middle of things and to hear roars. There were roars all over the course. As I'm watching one hole, I'm hearing roars and wondering what's going on. Obviously, you're seeing it by watching on TV, but if we have too many people watching it on TV and not enough on the golf course, that's not good for business. So being out there is just fabulous, which goes back to the whole college football discussion we had last week, being at the game or watching it in the comfort of your living room. Either way, as long as the ratings are good, they're glued to the tournament, that helps. But people being out there is even more important. And it was just fabulous. Now, the whole Jim Nance thing, look, Jim Nance is one of the great play-by-play broadcasters of all time, and I respect him dearly. And I'm sure he did an amazing job. And I understand them kind of falling over him because he's Jim Nance and it's the A team. But when it was the old FedEx St. Jude Classic, Jim used that week to take off and to go on vacation, to be with his family. So I don't know how much love there was for Memphis. Now, of course, it's a big-time event, so he's going to be there. So I still kind of wish that they gave Bill McAtee the keys to the city back in the day, because he did a fabulous job. But to have the A team out there is important, because when you have an A-list event, you have to have the A players, you have to have the A announcers, and we certainly had the A fans. They were from all over the place. Jack was talking about hitting Nashville and he's talking about the corporate, right? Well, people were from all over the place. I can guarantee you that. I had so many questions about, where's one, where's 8 Green, where's this, that. So they had no familiarity with the course. I mean, they've come from all over the place to see these great, great golfers.
Somebody had texted in on the first page text. I said, anybody know why Ricky Fowler didn't come? I do not know why he didn't come.
Oh, taping another commercial, obviously.
But for what I was like, it was never like a consideration. Like there was not they never thought, oh, we're waiting to hear on Ricky. He wasn't coming. So I don't know if there was something he had going on, like that he just that week that he just wasn't going to be able to be here, or what it was, or maybe the fact that he played so terribly the last time he's there. I don't know. But they're like, what I understood, like there was never a thought like, oh, we're still waiting to hear on Ricky. It was like, no, Ricky is definitely not coming.
The only player that had committed that pulled out was Shane Lowry, because he won the Open and had a lot of Guinness and decided to just stay and party, and that's understandable. The other 4 guys did not. They said no, basically. Tiger Woods, Ricky Fowler, Francesco Molinari, and Bernd Wiesberger. Next year, without the major the week before, there's no major the week after. Again, it could not be any more perfect for the schedule. So unless a guy is hurt, unless something's happening with their family or off the course, I would imagine they'll be here in Memphis.
The one thing that was funny about the TV, if you go like on your TV, if you went to the guide and you went to that on there and it gives you the description, the one player mentioned in the description.
Wait, let me guess. Let me guess at this.
You won't. I mean, unless you realize how it just was.
Is it really obscure?
No, it ended up looking really dumb.
Oh, Phil.
No.
Okay.
Way worse than that. Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry was literally the only guy mentioned.
No.
It included in the field his Open Championship winner, Shane Lowry. I was like, the one guy who's not here is the only guy that was mentioned in the little description. That was for yesterday. I don't know if Saturday had the same thing or not, but literally for yesterday, I was just looked at it to see what it say, and we'll talk about Shane Lowry, last week's winner of the Open Championship. Shane Lowry joins a field of blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, that's just really... This was my favorite... This is the weirdest moment for me from a fan, and the fan didn't know that I was even probably... didn't know that I heard it, but on Saturday, we're out there, and one of my... I love... getting behind 11 green and watching 11 hitting into 11, then you can go stand right by the tee box at 12.
Right.
And you just do that little. I just go back and forth.
I did that Friday.
You can stand like you're standing right next to him on 12, because a lot of people don't know you can kind of get back into that area. And I love that tee shot on 12. I love watching guys hit that tee shot because it's a hard tee shot. You get to watch them hit in the water and all that other good stuff. Well,
all that good stuff.
So there's the group coming. Dustin Johnson's playing with Hao Tong Lee. And they're on the tee box. They're coming to the tee box at 11. They're the next group to come to the tee box at 11. So I'm standing there waiting for them to come to the tee box. The other group had already hit off 12, so I'm just standing there waiting. And there's 2 guys behind me. And one of the guys says, as they're walking up to the tee box, they're kind of up to the tee box, not getting ready. The guy goes, who's in this group? And the other guy answers him. This is I don't think you'll ever find anybody else ever to describe the group this way. He said, it's Hao Tong Lee and somebody. I turned around.
He's a legend.
I'm like, I'm not even gonna I don't even.
You had to have said something.
No, I didn't. I started laughing and I just walked away. I was like, he literally just described Dustin Johnson as the somebody with Hao Tong Lee. I don't know how you would know Hao Tong Lee's in that group and you don't know Dustin Johnson.
Or you pronounce it correctly. Yeah, that is strange.
I was like, I was like, that is the only time today, I guarantee you, that group will be described as Hao Tong Lee and somebody. And then he literally pulled out his thing and he goes, oh yeah, it's Dustin Johnson. I was like,
Who's that?
It's some Dustin Johnson guy. But hey, Haotong Lee's in the group. We get to watch him play. It was one of the funniest things. I was so shocked when I heard him say that.
Well, here's the thing.
I had to do a double take actually to my thing. I was like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure Dustin Johnson's the guy with him. So I pulled out. I'm like, yeah, it's Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, that one's strange. Now, this is a little bit different because we know that there are a lot of people there that are either marginal golf fans, maybe not even golf fans at all, but they're just there for the event. So we understand that. But this was another Dustin Johnson thing. The two guys were on the green, and I can't remember who I was watching, but neither one was Dustin Johnson. I can hear the guy behind me talking to his friend, and he goes, "Yep, that's Dustin Johnson right there putting for birdie." I'm thinking, do I correct the guy? I go, "That's not Dustin Johnson."
In contrast to Eli saying, I was walking behind two people who had T-shirts with Dustin Johnson across it in massive letters and pictures of him, on the front and the back.
Really? Did you see the Swedish
Super
guys?
fans.
Over the week, you see the bunch of the Swedish fans. There were 3 Swedes in the tournament, including Henrik Stenson, and they were all yellow.
The Ericsson group was awesome.
Ericsson group, but they were all over the place. So they were in the yellow. And then, yesterday, 2 things about yesterday. One, I'm walking down past the hub toward 17 tee box, and there was a group of guys. There were Tennessee Vols fans, obviously. There must have been 40 of them, and they all had the orange. It stood out like a sore thumb, that orange with about 40 people. And then I walked over to 12.
Maybe they were looking for Ricky.
Looking for something. They're looking for 6 wins. So I'm on 12, and I watched Snedeker. I want to say Snedeker and I don't know. I forget who the pairings were yesterday. I watched so much golf. Snedeker and whoever he was paired with, they played 12. Yeah, Snedeker almost holed it. It was he backed it up to about 5 inches. Taps in for birdie. They played 12. I still don't see anybody hitting tee shots, from 12 tee box. They hit on 13 into fairway on 13. Now I'm still waiting because I got to go meet somebody. I'm like, I want to see this next group. It was Garcia's group, I think. They're on the green at 13, and those guys finally come to the fairway. So I talked to the one of the volunteer guys. He said, they got to be on the clock. They were just walking to their ball at 12 fairway, and the group ahead of them had just wrapped up 13 green.
Yeah, you'll see some of that. And I don't know how, that was on Friday. There was a group, the Poulter, Matthew Wolf, and I don't remember who the third was. They were a hole and a half behind. They were a hole and a half behind J.B. Holmes' group. Now, J.B. Holmes, I think, did start playing faster at some point because he knew it wasn't his week. But because I was out, I was coming back. I'd followed Kepkin Macro all the way out through number 4, so I was cutting back across, and they were coming up. Poulter and them they were walking up to 6 green, and I look ahead to 7, and there's not a player on 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I kept walking, and Holmes and his group were going to the 8th green while those guys were going to 6th green. And I'm like, how in the world do you get that far behind J.B. Holmes' group? You got to be playing at the most snail's pace in history to get that far behind J.B. Holmes' group.
Yeah, now it could be some kind of a ruling issue, and they got to get the official out there. It could be just slow play, but it may be some kind of a rule thing that slows them down.
I got another text on Ricky. It's a bad look. Ricky is a spokesman for a major sponsor of the tournament, and commercials with him ran all day Saturday and Sunday. Well, Rocket Mortgage isn't a major sponsor of this tournament. Rocket Mortgage is a major sponsor of
the Rocket Mortgage
PGA Tour
event. Yeah,
his commercials run during every golf tournament. He doesn't play in all of them, and that is not a thing. He's not going to play in every golf tournament, but they sponsor an event on tour, and they are a huge sponsor of PGA Tour golf as a whole. So his commercials are going to run during every tournament.
There's more commercials with Ricky Fowler, who's never won a major. I know he's one of players. There's more commercials with him than any other player. All you see is Ricky Fowler commercials. Now I wonder with Puma.
Well, most of them are Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage runs a ton of commercials.
Yeah, but he does the insurance one. With the actor that was in. Oh gosh,
Farmer. He does the farmers.
Farmers insurance or whatever. He does a bunch of things. But I wonder if with Puma, because they don't run commercials, does he do Puma commercials for Europe? I wonder if they have commercials with Ricky Fowler in Europe, and they dub in the, if it's German or whatever. I'm just curious because Puma's big over there, not as big here, but he's huge. And unless I'm mistaken, you don't see a Puma commercial. But Ricky Fowler's all over the place. So he is another guy. You think about Tiger Woods and his following. Tiger Woods by far number one. Ricky Fowler could be the second most popular guy. And
he's very big with the younger kids.
And we didn't have either one.
Want him as on their commercials.
And we didn't have either one, and yet still easily set records. But the countdown is already on for next year. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More Middays right here on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farm All, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag Equipment can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, these tractors can tackle every chore on your to-do list. Call 662-890-3141 or stop in today to find a Case IH Farm All that's right for you.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
I'm just your average, everyday, hard-working plumber. But when it comes to my business, only the best. Like commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive. They help design a customized insurance solution that gets the job done right. Just like me.
An actor trying to sound like a plumber. Excruciating. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. It's affiliated and third-party insurers.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. If you're in need of a roof, there's no better place to start than Five Ash Roofing. No matter what your situation is, we have you covered. We can walk you through the insurance process without committing fraud like many of my competitors. You'd be surprised how many times salesmen and contractors will manufacture storm damage just so they can get a sale. We do residential, multifamily, and commercial work. We're certified in every form of roofing we offer. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingle, and we don't charge extra for that. And to my knowledge, there's no other roofing company in Memphis offering that level of security. And if that's not enough, we offer a best price guarantee. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx.
Here once again,
Our great guest in an Eli Savoy.
Let's do it.
Somebody texted on the First Bank text line, says Ian Poulter took forever on 17. He was taking his time. I think he was about 3 under. Listen, when you get out there and watch these guys, that's one of the other things that's really refreshing about Brooks Koepka is that he takes no time whatsoever. Yesterday, they made number 13 yesterday. Like, they both hit their tee shots. I mean, those balls came down like 10 yards, 15 yards behind the group ahead of them who had just hit and started walking. As soon as they started walking, Koepka's hitting. Like, he wants to play extremely fast. Some of these guys, it is just ridiculous how long they take to hit a golf shot.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Watching
Or to
Justin,
line up a putt.
watching Justin Rose go through his little pre-shot routine is like, oh my gosh, would you just step up and hit the golf ball? That's one of the great things about Koepka that I love is he is not there to waste any time. It's go. There was one, Matt Kuchar, one of the days, he hit his putt. I swear, like the other guy hadn't even finished marking his ball yet, and Kuchar was putting. Like I was like, wow, that is literally as fast as I've ever. And it was like a 20-foot putt. It wasn't like he was tapping something in. Like it was a 20-foot putt, and the guy had barely marked his ball. Kuchar's got his on the way. I'm like, hey, why can't we all do that? Why can't you all be doing it that way and move this stuff along?
Is he a fast player, Kuchar, or is it okay? There's no cut. I'm going to make money. They nickname him ATM anyway for all the money he's won. I'm just, I'm ready to finish up.
He read the putt while the other guy was reading his putt. Like he was ready to go.
I would love to see
he did
that.
what you're supposed to do. There was he doesn't have to look at it for another 3 minutes. He did it beforehand.
That was the whole argument with Koepka and about J.B. Holmes at the Open Championship. That J.B. Holmes doesn't start to get into his pre-shot routine until after the partner hits, in this case, Brooks Koepka. He should be ready to go. Once Koepka has already hit, he should be ready to hit. All right, let's move on along, and we'll talk about some other things as well that has happened in the last few days as we look back at the weekend that was. A little bit later on, we'll get to the good, the bad, the ugly. But again, if you'd like to participate in the program, we certainly would love to hear from you. The First Bank phone lines are open at 360-8255. First Bank text line 67129, or message us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. All right, so the NFL camps have been open for about a week. Not all of them at the same time. Veterans reporting later, but I think everybody's in now. And there have already been some prominent players going down with injury. And we know that they don't have that many practice days anymore. It's not as strenuous as it's been in the past, but you still can get hurt at any time. So Chiefs cornerback Keith Reeser was carted off from Chiefs practice, and the fear is that he has torn an Achilles. A.J. Green is out for 6 to 8 weeks as he was injured the other day. A.J. Green, that is a weird... Did you read that story with A.J. Green?
I mean...
about where they were practicing?
Oh, yeah, they were practicing at Dayton.
They were practicing Dayton, but they were going to this one field at Dayton, right? And they were going to build a turf field. But it was actually constructed, the football field, on an ancient burial ground. So they couldn't dig it up and put the turf. So they went to another field, and they ended up going to a field that was worse than the other one. And he gets injured.
Yeah, there are a lot of places. That was the NFL wanted them as part of their 100-year deal for some. They wanted them to practice. They kind of had promised Dayton that they were going to practice there, so they had to find a field in the end. But yeah, when they couldn't do the other one to have them practice on, and there were a lot of complaints. Now there's no real evidence that says he got hurt because of the field.
Right.
But they said a lot of guys slipping and sliding and falling. There were a lot of issues, they said, with that field that they were practicing on.
So we have the injuries, but we also have the story from the Arizona Cardinals training camp as they have decided to sever ties with the former Ole Miss Rebel, Robert Kimdiche, after he showed up at camp out of shape. Now, this guy was the 29th overall pick in 2016, their first-round pick. So he's been around a couple of years. But he's basically been a bust since day one. And they finally said, well, they got a new regime there at Arizona. We're not going to take this. Cliff Kingsbury being the head coach. And Kimdiche now is looking to continue his NFL career somewhere, somebody that'll give him a chance. But coming into camp, rather, not in shape, is not going to sit well with a lot of people.
Yeah, there was a point, when Robert Kimdiche first was going to college, he was supposed to be And even after he wasn't great at Ole Miss, like the numbers weren't great, but it was still just because of his physical abilities. Like he was going to be like a top 5, top 10 pick. And then he slid, ended up being a late first-round pick. And he hasn't done anything. He hasn't been productive since he's been there. It is not going well.
He has
Robert.
an immense amount of talent, but he really hasn't done anything to help himself, and that's his biggest problem.
He's had issues constantly, but yeah, that he'll probably get another opportunity because somebody will say maybe this is kind of the light bulb moment for him where he goes, oh, wait a second, like I could be out of the league, like I may not be making money playing football anymore, and if he does, want to put the work in, they'll look at that physical ability and say like, he's worth taking a shot on. And so he'll probably get somebody to take a shot on him. It may take a while. He may have to prove that he gets in shape and all that stuff. But there's no doubt there's a lot of physical ability there.
His brother, who had issues off the field, if Robert Kimdiche had his brother's motor with his potential, I mean, look out world, but it didn't come together. He was a very interesting cat. He had a lot of other interests that were outside of football, and I don't know if he just really loves the sport and to not be in shape in this day and age when most guys are doing their job in the off season.
Was Roberts the one that went out the hotel window, right? Or
yes.
Was that Denzel?
No, that was Denzel.
Oh, was it Denzel?
I think that was Denzel. Let me double check.
No, I don't know.
Robert was the one that went out.
Robert,
it may have been. I get those two confused because Denzel had his off the field issues.
Both
I
had off the field issues, but I want to say Robert's the one that went out the hotel window.
Yeah, Robert had the weird stuff. Denzel had the other issues, but I believe that's right. Folks, Lawn Solutions is a locally weed control fertilization company that serves the greater Memphis area. Brandon Holly is the owner of this company. He has a team of professionals that can take care of your lawn. They've been around a long time serving Memphians and Mid-Southerners, a real professional outfit. You can follow them, or you can actually go online and check them out, find out more about them at lawnsolutionsinc.net. But, basically they make your lawn look nice. They get rid of the weeds. They take care of my lawn. They can take care of yours as well. They control the germination of weeds all year long. They apply post-emergence during the summer and pre-emergence during the winter. So even when your grass is basically dormant in the winter, they're taking care of your lawn. That's why when spring is sprung, those weeds aren't sprung. They can take care of any disease your lawn has, any insect infestation. It's lawnsolutionsinc.net. Call my friend right now. If you are looking for a greener, more plush, beautiful lawn, be the envy of your neighborhood, call Brandon Holly. 901-867-5626. When you do, tell me you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays. It's Brandon Holly and Lawn Solutions. 901-867-5626.
It was Robert.
Yeah, because that's part of the reason he fell in the draft down to the end of the first round was because, of course, that was a whole issue that year with Ole Miss people in the draft. But
yeah, well, certain Laramie Tunzel had his issues as well.
But yeah, I mean that was like because he never really. Like, his explanation for it was always kind of very vague and weird. Like, dude, you went out a hotel window. Like,
it was a big, a suspected drug issue was definitely a big part of it. So
he was never the same after he came in as the running back, the fullback, got the ball in the Memphis game and was concussed right there at the start. I don't think he was ever the same.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that. He was not good after that.
No, man, it's just like, wow, this big hoss went down like a sack of sugar, and unfortunately, you don't wish injury upon anybody, but that was a move that if you had to do it again.
That and the same situation is kind of what Trent Richardson, who we had on the show, he just didn't keep himself in shape, didn't put the work in, and that's the easiest way to lose a spot on the NFL roster.
Absolutely. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We got some other things to talk about, including sporting news as its preseason top 25 college football poll. Baseball news, a trade that was made yesterday that was a little head-scratching. Others that will be on the way coming up as the deadline is the 31st. So we're right around the corner, just a few days away from the Major League Baseball trade deadline. Again, if you'd like to participate, text us on the First Bank text line at 67129 or call in on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. You can also message us at Sports56WHBQ on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
The NFL's best square off in the ultimate football showdown. We'll be challenging the skills of these Pro Bowl All-Stars in competitions ranging from precision passing, best hands, gridiron gauntlet, the all-new 40-yard splash, to, yes, even dodgeball, because every quarterback who's been hit by a defensive lineman deserves a chance to settle the score. It's All-Stars at play at the 2019 Pro Bowl Skills Showdown, Thursday, January 24th, 9 p.m. on ESPN and Disney XD.
Welcome to Office Depot. How can I help you?
We're getting her organized for back to school.
Yep, got my green notebook and folder for chemistry.
I mean, science is always green because, of course.
Right, because math always has red notebooks.
Right, because blue notebooks are for English. And yellow are for social studies. And purple is for music. And, are we twins?
No.
Get everything on their list from the advisors at Office Depot Office Max. This week's Doorbusters school backpacks for $10. $10 in-store or online at OfficeDepot.com. Limit 2 excludes New Balance.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
I'm just your average, everyday, hardworking plumber. But when it comes to my business, only the best. Like commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive. They help design a customized insurance solution that gets the job done right. Just like me.
An actor trying to sound like a plumber. Excruciating. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit progressivecommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, its affiliated and third-party insurers.
As much as you might want to spend some time enjoying a leisurely meal inside the comfortable confines of Sunrise on Jefferson, sometimes you just don't have the time. That's why you can always call ahead to get the delicious Sunrise food to go. Just call 552-3144 and place your order. And when you get to Sunrise, you can just run in the side door, pick up your breakfast or lunch, and be back on the road in no time at all. If you can't take the time to eat at Sunrise, you can still get a taste of heaven and take it with you. Everything will be a little bit better if you pick up some Sunrise.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar? Your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays, presented by FedEx. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back here in the Family Leisure Studios. Got a message. So it says, "Hey guys, love the stream. Have a wonderful day." Yeah, you can watch us. You can watch us online. We're on their Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram. You can watch us live online. I apologize for my face. It's the one I was given. Nothing I can do about it now. It is what it is. But yeah, there we are. You can see Greg Gaston's face right there online.
Right there. I smiled.
You don't have to tell people you smile because they saw you smile.
Well, I'm telling the listeners on radio what I just did for the folks who are watching us. There's so many ways to listen, to watch, to interact with us.
And again, for folks that have not realized yet, but yep, you could also now find us on 96.1 FM. If you have not tried that out, certainly urge you to do that as well. Still there on 560, still on 87.7 as well, but now 96.1 FM, another place for you to find us. Of course, you got the Sports 56 app listen online through our website. But again, you can watch us, video of us, see us do this live on all the other various outlets out there in the social media world. And you can send us messages through those again on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter as well.
Everybody and their mom will have a preseason top 25.
My mom does not, but well.
The one I really care about is the AP because that's when everything starts. It starts from the AP poll. But the Sporting News is been around for a long time, and they do a preseason top 25, and theirs happened to come out this morning. And the question really is Alabama or Clemson? The defending champions, the dynasty, which one would it be? They're going with the dynasty. They're going with Alabama, although Clemson's a budding dynasty as well. Alabama, preseason number 1, according to the Sporting News. Clemson is 2. Georgia is 3. I don't think a surprise at all. Now.
So that means South Carolina and Texas A&M, according to them, are playing the top 3 teams in the country.
Top 3 teams in the country. Now, the question is, how high were they going to have Michigan? Because a lot of people think finally it's going to be the year that Harbaugh and Michigan beat Ohio State, who have a new coach in Ryan Day. Well, of course, he took over for Urban last year, but he is the new permanent guy, and they think Michigan will beat them. Well, not Sporting News. They have Ohio State 4. Then they have Oklahoma. Then they have Texas. Nice little battle between Oklahoma and Texas. Then LSU number 7 preseason. Florida, number 8 preseason. Notre Dame in the playoff last year got crushed. They're 9th. And then finally Michigan. So not a lot of faith from the Sporting News in Michigan ending up toppling Ohio State. At least in the preseason poll, they have them 6 spots behind. Texas A&M is 11th. Then Penn State 12th. Oregon 13th. Washington 14th. And Auburn 15th. So how many SEC schools have already named?
My Army 16, by the way. Just want to point that out. Go Army. Who?
You gotta wait till I've gotten to it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were stopping at 15.
No. I'm going to continue. I'm just making a point of how many SECs are in the top 15. How many did I rattle off there? Alabama, Georgia, LSU,
Florida.
Texas A&M, Florida, and Auburn. Right? Did I miss anybody? 6 in the top 15. Yes, Austin's Army, number 60. I like that. It has a nice ring to it. Austin's Army. Utah is 17. There's that chic pick now in the Pac-12 is Utah this year. Syracuse 18th. Then we got Mississippi State 19th. I'm not sure about Mississippi State. I think they got to fall off a little bit, but that's another SEC team. Iowa State 20th. Wisconsin 21st. See, they always got through Wisconsin in the top 25. Stanford, Washington State, UCF, and then Nebraska 25. So what was the total? 7 SEC in the top 25. UCF, of course, they lose Mackenzie Milton to that horrific injury last year. Then Darrell Mack is hurt in the offseason this year, but they had brought in the transfer Brandon Wimbush, and it will be on the former Notre Dame Irish quarterback to lead the way. But they are at number 24.
Who was number 4? Ohio State was 4?
4 was Ohio State.
I wonder, I would guess that pretty much every poll is going to have the same top 3. Now maybe Alabama and Clemson are switched in order.
Mm-hmm.
But I would guess that those 3 teams are going to be the top 3 in pretty much every poll. I can't see many putting Ohio State or somebody ahead of Georgia.
Are you surprised that there are 5 Pac-12 teams in the top 25? They'll be whittled away.
It was Oregon, goes. Washington, Utah, Washington State, and who else?
And Stanford.
No, in a top 25, no. They don't. The problem for them is they don't have the elites.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that means they must think Oregon is. I think Oregon's going to win the Pac-12. I assume they do as well because they have them they're the first Pac-12 team ranked, correct?
Right. They got Oregon at 13th and then Utah at 17th.
I don't know if that means they think they're going to win the Pac-12 or not.
Well, I would think so.
It doesn't, because depending on where a game is played, like just because you have a team, you think a team is better. If they're playing on the road, they could very well lose, so that you may think they're going to lose that game. But this is a ranking based on what you think the team is today, not what you project the season-ending rankings are going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
This is what they are, what you think the teams are.
Yeah, but how are you projecting what they are today when they haven't played a game yet? What are you?
You're basing this on. This is what you think the team is saying. You're basing it on talent, returning, and all that stuff. That you may think a team's going to lose to another one, but you right now think they're the better team.
See, I don't know if that's the way I'd put my top 25 together. I think I would look at it and I would say, all right, here's what I have. I think they certainly will beat Utah at Utah. Let's say Oregon's playing at Utah. I think they would beat them this year or whatever it is. And then I would have that team ranked higher. I mean, that's what I would be projecting. That's why I would put that poll. That's how I would put the poll together. If I had, like they have Oregon as the number one team from the Pac-12, my guess would be they think Oregon is going to win the Pac-12. That's at least the way I would do it. So, I mean, having Ohio State fourth, I believe that they think Ohio State is better than Michigan and will beat Michigan again. But there are others that may rank Michigan ahead of Ohio State, and the only thought is that they believe that this is finally going to be the year that Harbaugh beats them. I don't see any other way why you would do a preseason ranking if you're not at least projecting a little bit.
Folks, if the golf here in Memphis last week got you motivated to get out and play some golf, work on your game, you need to get over to Golf and Games Family Park and see the new technology they have on the driving range over there with the Top Tracer range. It is ball tracking and gaming system, and it's awesome. I can just tell you, it's awesome. I've been over there a few times now, experimenting with all of the different things you can do. You could just use it for basically a launch monitor. It will give you distance, carry, ball speed, and other data from your just every shot you hit. You can play a points game, much like Top Golf allows you to do. You can do that now over at Golf and Games. They've got targets out there that based on how close you get to them, you get points. You could do that. You could compete with friends doing that. You could do a long drive. You could do virtual golf, play courses like Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Played the back nine at St. Andrews just the other day, as a matter of fact, over there. It's great technology. It's so cool. You could download the app too. One of the things, it's called What's in My Bag, and you could go over there and you pick whatever club you're going to hit. And you hit 5 or 10 of them or 15, however many, and it will give you all the data. It kind of combines, tells you what your average is with that golf club, and then you could pull it up on your phone. So if you want to go over there, you could download the app on your phone. Then I could go right now and tell you all of my 8 irons I've hit during that, all of my drivers I've hit during that, and get all of this information right there in your hand so you could see how your game's progressing. It is great technology. It's awesome stuff. The good thing is you could do it at night there because it's lighted, so you could do it once it's cooled down a little bit on the hot days. It's just a lot of fun. There's no doubt. Of course, they've got all kinds of other fun stuff you can do at Golf and Games, but the new technology, and every bay right now on the driving range, all the lower bays have it. So you got like 30 bays. But it is you. The other good thing is not only do you get that information, a lot of times when you're hitting on launch monitors, you're hitting into a screen. Here, you get to see the flight of the ball and get the information as well. It's great stuff. Go check them out. Golf and Games Family Park. It's so much fun. The new Top Tracer technology. You will love it. Go see them at Golf and Games Family Park.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back with hour number 3. Well, the good, the bad, the ugly from the weekend that was, and a very interesting story for one lady who was staying in Memphis at a hotel on Walnut Grove. A rude awakening to her morning. We'll tell you about that when we return. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Hey everybody, the All-Star Chevy Challenge is here. And I'm telling you, if it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is the place to go, people. Take your best written deal from any Mid-South Chevy dealer to our friends at All-Star Chevrolet, and they will beat it. Or they're going to give you a free tank of gas for the win. So now that I got your attention, yes, July is All-Star Challenge month when you get to let All-Star Chevy beat that deal on any new Chevy or even pre-owned vehicle you want. Just take the official written deal from any other Chevy dealer, not that one your friend wrote down at the bar, and take it to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch. It's that simple. Not only that, they have the best testing ground of any other Chevy dealership, and when you head to All-Star Chevy, you know you got the best deal. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch and take the All-Star Challenge. Not in South Haven, it's gotta be Olive Branch. Or go to allstarautogroup.com right now and be amazed by all the hot new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles they have in stock. Don't miss the All-Star Chevy Challenge. You will thank me later.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
If you miss the good old days of great Italian food, rejoice, because Chef Judd Grizzani is carrying on the 110-year-old family tradition. A new Ronnie Grizzani's is now open in the Regalia Center at Poplar and Ridgeway, with lunch 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday, plus a Saturday brunch also from 11 to 2. Live music Wednesday and Thursday nights, an oyster bar with fresh oysters and crab, and an extensive Italian and American wine by the glass list. Don't reminisce about the good old days. Relive them at Ronnie Grizzani's in the Regalia Center at Poplar and Ridgeway.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
I'm just your average, everyday, hard-working plumber. But when it comes to my business, only the best. Like commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive. They help design a customized insurance solution that gets the job done right. Just like me.
An actor trying to sound like a plumber. Excruciating. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit progressivecommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Its affiliated and third-party insurers.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx. Here once again, our great Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 12:01 the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Middays. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Austin Eldridge in the Family Leisure Studios, where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And as Mr. Announcer Man said, Sports 56 Middays delivered each and every day by our title and presenting sponsor, FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how FedEx can help you start, grow, and efficiently manage your business. Again, a big shout out to FedEx, very prominent over the last week at the golf tournament, of course, and the PGA Tour. So instrumental in bringing this event to Memphis, all the great folks at FedEx, and thanks for being a part of our show each and every day. So a woman who was staying at the Hampton Inn Memphis Walnut Grove Baptist Hospital East area, she woke up after feeling something on her arm. This is writing, she wrote about this on Facebook on Friday. She posted a photo of a green snake that was coiled up on top of her comforter. I first thought, well, it's just my hubby trying to snuggle, but then quickly realized my hubby wasn't with me. I looked over real quick, saw this thing stretched out across my arm. I freaked out. After throwing that sucker across the bed against the headboard, Major said she jumped on top of the desk in her room until the hotel manager arrived. The snake was removed immediately and staff called pest control. Yikes.
Good way right there for me to never stay at any hotel again in my life. If that happened
what
to
was
me,
the name of that? Make sure I know the name of that hotel.
That's actually I think that's an okay hotel too.
If that happened,
nice
to me,
area.
Literally, not only would I never stay at that hotel, it would probably cause me a fear of ever staying at hotels anywhere ever. That would be.
Eli's going to be staying in his car from now on.
That's my worst nightmare. Like I wouldn't know what to do. There's a good chance I would die of a heart attack if that happened to me.
Snakes, you hate snakes worse than everything? Spiders?
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff?
I don't. Spiders, I could step on them and kill them easily.
Right.
I
Yeah,
do
they
that-
don't bother me
I do
too
that on
much
a
either.
daily basis. Snakes, no. I got. They give me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about them. That snakes freak me. Those.
I have a very healthy respect for snakes.
I just. It amazes me that there are actually people out there that think snakes are like something you should have as a pet. I just that I cannot comprehend in my mind why you would bring a snake into your home.
I had a buddy of mine who had 7.
7 snakes.
Seven snakes.
See, because then my biggest I would never be able to sleep at night. Like, because all I even think is, what if one gets out? Like, what if you wake up
Snakes
in the
on a
morning
plane.
and all of a sudden there's only 5? Now you know that there are 2 just on the loose somewhere that at any point may appear, and I can't. No, I just don't understand what would make you want to have snakes as pets. They're so creepy and slimy and disgusting.
Oddest pet that a friend or relative of yours ever had that you know of? Oddest pet. Because I can tell you this, I grew up, one of my buddies had a monkey. It crapped all over the house.
Mike Miller's, pet monkey stories are some of the great stories
Yeah,
ever.
my buddy had a monkey, for goodness sakes. Anything else?
Well, I've got some, like, one of my nieces, they had, I don't even know what they all, she was listing, actually, she was here for the wedding, and I was asking her what all they have now. They have a million different, like, they have like 6 dogs and 5 cats, and
but that's normal.
They'll have ferrets and things, like, they're
ferrets are disgusting. They are disgusting.
They just have a million pets at all times. I can't even keep track.
I would
of all
have a
the things.
snake before I'd have a ferret.
I don't know that, I don't think I personally know anybody that's had snakes, thankfully, because if I did know them, I wouldn't want to know them, because I think you're disturbed.
You know anybody who ever had like an alligator? You know, you always heard the horror stories about that.
They've had the what's the bigger lizard? What's the
Komodo dragon?
Komodo dragon?
No, what's the? They run around in Mexico all the time.
Oh, the iguana.
Yeah, iguanas. I've seen those.
My sister had a huge
with
iguana.
iguanas, and that was like one of my friends in high school.
Those things are friendly though. Iguanas are friendly.
They
From
are.
everything I've seen.
She bring them over. Like she treated like
they wave at you and stuff.
She treated like it was a kid, and it died, and she was like distraught for a week. My sister.
But iguanas are friendly until they're not. Like that, I just feel like anything like that it's got a mean streak in it. It has to.
I think the craziest pet we ever had was goats. That's about as crazy as it got.
There was video the other day of a Komodo dragon swallowing a little monkey whole.
Oh, those things are big.
My gosh! All right,
like the iguana thing too. It's kind of like. Any of those types, I don't know. They're not as bad as snakes, certainly. But like again, I'd just be afraid I'd wake up one day and it's not in its thing, and I got to wonder, okay, where the hell is that thing? Because I don't get to call it. It's not like I don't. Hey,
here, Snakey,
come here, Jimmy, and he's going to come running up there. Oh, I'm sorry, I got out. I was just I didn't know where I was. Like they're not going to show themselves.
I hear you. Major League Baseball trade deadline's the 31st, so a couple days away, and the Jays over the weekend made an interesting trade. Because it was who they traded with. It was the Mets, and they traded Marcus Stroman. Now, it's understandable from the Jays' point of view because they picked up the number 6 and number 7 pitchers in the Mets system, the prospects. So they get 2 young pitchers. Stroman's probably making decent money. They get 2 young prospects. But the Mets. So what are the Mets going to do with Stroman? There's no chance they're going to the postseason this year. Are they going to flip Stroman, or are they just going to tuck him away and keep him for next year and get that rotation all fixed? Because Noah Syndergaard could be dealt, but you still have obviously some pretty good arms on that team.
Nobody knows what the Mets are doing. I'm not sure the Mets know what the Mets are doing. There's no reason. I don't understand.
Between the Knicks and the Mets in
why
New York.
why you would give up prospects to get Stroman makes no real sense, because you're going to trade Syndergaard.
Yeah, of all the teams to get Stroman, like a non-contender.
I don't know what. I can't comprehend what the thought process is for the Mets. Why, to me, their whole thought right now should be, let's trade the guys we have for more prospects, and we're just going to stockpile prospects. They should be in the mode of, all right, we're going to go to the all prospects. We're going to be the Astros, Cubs, whatever, 3 years before they want it. We're going to get all these prospects.
Right.
Instead, they're giving up prospects to go get a guy. I don't, but yet still say they're going to trade Syndergaard, and they would like to trade Zach Wheeler as well. I don't know what the love of Marcus Stroman could be, and I don't know that you're going to be able to.
Are they thinking if you keep Stroman, you got DeGrom, you got Matz, maybe they're just putting together their staff for next year, and they think they could turn things around with a couple of acquisitions, maybe for everyday position players. I don't know what the thought process is, but you're right. They're a mixed-up organization, just like the Knicks are. There's some college football news. Ole Miss senior right tackle Alex Givens, who underwent back surgery recently, is limited in fall camp. So questions already existing about what that Rebel offensive line will look like. Also, 2020 four-star safety Antonio Johnson is decommitted from the Tennessee Volunteers. He says recruiting is now 100% open. Time now for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The bad. The ugly.
Before I go to somebody said, texted that their friend had a black mamba snake.
Yeah, now that friend is crazy.
That's not a friend.
That is a venomous snake, a very deadly snake.
That is not a friend I want to have, because they're going to invite me over to their house, and I'm saying, no, I'm not coming to your house because you have a black mamba snake in your house.
Kobe Bryant snake.
Somebody else says, once as a firefighter, I was at a house fire, and one of the guys told me, the owner said his pet snake is missing somewhere in here. Don't know if it died or what. I replied, if I find it first, it will be dead, not knowing the owner was standing behind me.
Oh, man, that's not good.
I would be saying the same thing.
My dad always says the only good snake is a dead snake. That's my dad's philosophy.
You don't need to be fighting a fire and fighting a snake at the same time.
I don't need to be fighting a snake no matter what is going on in the world. I don't need to be having snakes around me. Ugh, it's gross. All right, some good. Obviously, the golf tournament here. Everything about it was just absolutely fantastic, from the weather to the crowds to the course to the champion with Brooks Koepka. It was just an amazing week last week for the first ever FedEx St. Jude Invitational. So kudos to everyone involved in that one. Staying in the world of golf, Memphian Doug Barron goes over, qualifies for the British Open, Senior British, turns 50 on Wednesday, and then goes out and finishes tied for 5th. An amazing performance. It was cool watching it yesterday, watching the television coverage, seeing Doug on there. Doug's been working really hard on his game. He's been playing at some little minor tour events and winning those things here. But that was awesome. That was just a great. It's funny because golf in Memphis, the whole golf world of Memphis was focused on what was happening here in Memphis. But that's an amazing story of a Memphian going over there in his senior Champions Tour debut overall. It's in a major, and he's competing to win it.
Yeah, it's not like he was trying to qualify. He just turned 50 and was trying to qualify somewhere where he drove 150 miles to and tried to get in. This is going all the way across the ocean, across the Atlantic, to go over and try to qualify to play at Lytham, and finishes tied for 5th. Boy, that was an unbelievable performance by Doug. 3 under on Sunday in the final round, finished 2 under par for the event. By the way, our good buddy Sean McKeel, of course, Doug is as well, friends of the show. We love what these guys accomplish in their golf careers. But Sean struggled on Sunday. He was having a decent tournament and then shot 8 over on Sunday to finish +8. So he was even going into Sunday and tied for 60th. But Doug Barron, 3 under on Sunday, ties for 5th. Amazing story.
The conditions were, they battled all kinds of rain issues like
shocking
normally happen. And yesterday it got brutal at times out there. Of course, Bernhard Langer, who that dude is amazing. Like I don't understand how you can continue to be as good as he is at his age. Like I swear he has found the fountain of youth. The guy never ages. He looks the exact same, and he still plays the exact same as he did 25 years ago. It feels like.
Koepka is the Kawhi Leonard of the PGA Tour, and Bernhard Langer is the Kawhi Leonard of the Senior Tour, of the Champions Tour. He is a robot, too. You're right. He does not age at all. That was his, I think, 4th or 5th Senior Open. Let's see. That was Langer's 4th Senior Open title.
And then it was also the last Open championship for Tom Watson of any kind.
My favorite player of all time.
The success that he has had in regular British Opens, senior British Opens, he has been amazing. But the last one ever for Tom Watson. It'll be weird to not have Tom Watson involved in any sort of British Open.
Yeah, we lose Tom Watson, but at least we have Esteban Toledo.
Some other good. Another golf one. Colin Morikawa gets his first win at the Barracuda Championship. So you had Matthew Wolff get his in his 3rd start. Mm-hmm. Morikawa, now this is a limited field because obviously all the best players were here, but this is his 6th start, and he gets a win. He's had 6 starts on the PGA Tour. His last 3, tied for 2nd, tied for 4th, and a win. Like, these kids are coming out now. Like, they're not even thinking. It doesn't matter. It's right out of college. I'll go win on tour. Who cares?
Morikawa already has passed Jack Nicklaus on the all-time. I mean, that's career earnings list.
He's played 6 tournaments. He's got 3 top 5 finishes, including a win.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, it's just absolutely amazing how good these guys are now immediately as soon as they enter on the tour. Just crazy stuff. From baseball, good for Albert Pujols. He becomes the first player ever in the history of baseball with 650 home runs and 650 doubles, as he homered yesterday for the Angels to get number 650.
Also, he is the 4th player to hit 650 homers and 3,000 hits to go along with Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and A-Rod.
Pretty good names.
Pretty good company.
It's not bad at all. Mookie Betts, 3 home run game on Friday night. It's already the 5th 3 home run game of his career. It's one off the record. Johnny Mize and Sammy Sosa each had 6 3 home run games. Mookie Betts is how old? 20?
He's young.
I mean, he's got 5 3 home run games already in his career. Those are the first 3 at bats of the game. Had a chance to get to 4, but could not do that. Steven Strasburg got his 7th consecutive start. He's now 14-4 on the year, leads Major League Baseball in wins. It's weird because of all of the hype that was around Steven Strasburg when he came into the major leagues. Like, this year, he's having a fantastic year and kind of doing it just in obscurity. Like, nobody's talking about Steven Strasburg.
Well, right, because every year before this, it was always, when are they going to shut him down? They're going to limit him to amount of innings. Okay, so what are they doing now? They're not limiting. There's no talk about shutting him down. He's just going out there and he's pitching. I think his ERA for July, do you have that there?
I do not.
1.14 or 1.34?
No, it's been absolutely incredible what he has done. And then I also give a good, just because, they needed it, I give a good to Kyle Schwarber. In his first 2 at-bats yesterday, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs for the Cubs, and they put a game so far out of reach that their bullpen couldn't blow it. So that was a good thing, good to see for my man Kyle Schwarber yesterday.
I'll add to what you said about the golf tournament with Brooks Koepka winning. Koepka becomes the 5th player to win a major and a WGC event in the same season. Just kudos to everybody involved here in Memphis, especially the volunteers. And, of course, you already talked about Doug Barron and a great showing for Dougie Fresh. 16-year-old Fortnite winner.
Dougie Fresh. I didn't know that was what you called Doug Barron.
By the way, Strasburg is 1.15 in July.
1.15. I said 1.14.
I'm going to go on a limb.
Pitcher of the month?
I'm going to predict Steven Strasburg, National League Pitcher of the Month.
I think it's a good.
I will bet you. Want to bet a lunch on it?
No, I think you're going to be right.
I'll give you every other pitcher in the league.
16-year-old Fortnite winner Kyle Giersdorf took home $3 million. He won the Fortnite World Cup.
Can't believe you weren't competing in this.
Did
I
not know
for
it
sure
even
you were
existed.
competing in this.
Listen to this. He beat out 40 million people. That's a bigger field than the WGC, and they're 63. 40 million.
Did you see the video of it? Like the monitor, the amount of monitors with kids' faces on them.
I don't even know what Fortnite is. The kid won $3 million. So kudos, buddy. Is it a war game?
It's a online winner-take-all battle royale that you have to be the last man standing.
No, it's not a war. It's not.
But what are you doing?
It's not anything to do with war. You're basically just trying to take. It's a mixture of no. It's just go around, find your little makeshift weapons, and build a bunch of structures to hide yourself in and snipe everybody.
It's kind of like
so. It is a war.
Zelda,
no, it's not a war.
little bit. Would it be like
it's
Legend
kind of a
Zelda,
mix
kinda?
of Zelda and Halo and other things. It's a big
seen it
conglomerate.
Before, but I don't understand what's happening in it. But I've seen it being.
So
played.
you're basically a mass murderer. So you're finding a weapon and you're killing a bunch of people, but you're not doing it in war, trying to protect your country. So you're basically the best murderer out there. Is that what we're talking about?
Good grief. My God. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to drop into this fictitious place, and you've got to survive. I drop in also. Eli drops in. Austin drops in. We're all in the same place. We all have to try and survive. The winner, though, kills everybody else.
There's 40 million entries. This kid killed 40 million people. No,
it's the Hunger Games for kids is what it is.
The amazing
Hunger Games. There you go. Thank you. That puts more in perspective.
There was $30 million in prize money.
That's crazy.
Second place got $1.8 million. Second place in that Fortnite deal got more than Brooks Koepka got for winning the World Golf Championship.
I was just going to say, by the way, second place, Brooks Koepka. He won 1.8 for the Fortnite.
You think about, we talk about how much money there is on the PGA Tour. Second place in that they got more money than Brooks Koepka got for winning the World Golf Championship. Third place got $1.2 million.
You said 1.5, right?
1.8.
Oh, 1.8.
Third place got $1.2 million. There was $30 million in prize money handed out.
Who's putting up the prize money?
Got $800,000 or something like that.
Who's putting up the prize money? Nerds University? Who is the sponsor of Fortnite?
This video game thing is out of control. I had my nieces over the house on Saturday. We're playing a video game, and it's a single-player game, so we're just passing the controller around.
Right.
In between turns, they're watching videos of this video game to get better at it. It's crazy what we do now.
Well, because when we had
Watching
Whitaker
videos
and
of the
Authentic
video game.
African in here, and we talk about the amount of money they're making just as professional video games. They're not even scratching the surface of what is out there. If you're getting $30 million in prize money for this World Cup event.
But I can understand, because I love sports, playing sports video games. I don't understand throwing into this fictitious arena that CJ's talking about.
This is a sport, Greg. This is a
just-
sport to them. Come on now.
You're just trying to find weapons and kill people.
You're competing against other people to win something.
To kill people. You're trying to stay alive, basically. But more power to this kid. 16 years old. He's now a multimillionaire. 16 years old. By the way, this just in, Kyle Giersdorf, my new best friend. All right, other goods I have. Albert Pujols, you mentioned what he was able to accomplish. Paul Goldschmidt homered in 6 straight games after homering on Saturday, but the streak did end on Sunday. The record, I think, is 8. Is it Ken Griffey Jr.?
Junior, I'm pretty sure got 8. And
the Cardinals record was 6. He tied the Cardinals record.
What's the all-time record? Is it 8 by
share
Junior?
That with Don Mattingly, too, but I feel like Mattingly may have had it broken by Griffey.
Okay. 22-year-old American swimmer by the name of Caleb Dressel. Could be Drizel, but I think it's Dressel. Took home a record 8 medals, surpassing some guy named Michael Phelps' old record of 7 at the World Championships. It's the sport's biggest meet as he prepares for the 2020 Tokyo Games. So it's the retirement of Phelps, and maybe this guy is the next coming as far as United States men's swimmers are concerned.
It is Griffey and Mattingly, by the way.
Tied at 8? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice job with the Mattingly. Redbirds outfielder Lane Thomas. We talked about a lot of the 3 home run games last week with Cruz hit one. Had one. You said Mookie Betts had one. Paul DeYoung had one. Well, for the Redbirds, it was Lane Thomas who hit 3 home runs on Saturday in a 9-4 win at Oklahoma City. Also from the Redbirds, Randy Arozarena hit for the cycle Friday night in Oklahoma City. 3rd time that a Redbird is hit for the cycle in their history. Can you name the 2? Probably impossible. Actually,
Stubby clap.
No, but a good guess.
John Gall.
No. The answer would be...
It's not John Gall?
No, it's not John Gall. The answer is Luke Voigt.
Okay.
And then the other one is Mark Little.
I did not realize Luke Voigt had hit for the cycle.
I actually knew Mark. I remember Mark Little.
I didn't realize Voigt had done it. Yeah.
Big guy like Luke Voigt. hammering home runs for the Yankees. Now, 2018, so he did it last year before he ended up in the trade. And then Mark Little, who played at Memphis, right? Yeah, University of Memphis in the Baseball Hall of Fame. 2000, he did that. He hit for the cycle. And Rosarina, by the way, has now reached base in 28 straight games. My other goods, Memphis 901 FC. I went to that game Friday night. They won 2-0 over the Ottawa Fury. Ottawa, a really good team. They were in 6th place in the USL's Eastern Conference, and they got like 100 teams in the USL, so they're pretty good. But certainly the best win for 901 in their short history. And then I give a good to Denny Hamlin, who is a huge supporter of St. Jude. As everybody knows, Joe Gibbs Racing Team, Joe Gibbs, Denny Hamlin. In fact, I think last year they gave checks to Dan Mullally and his family for St. Jude. He wanted Pocono.
Isn't FedEx his big sponsor too? Like his car sponsor?
Yeah, exactly. He wanted Pocono yesterday. It was his 3rd win this season after going winless in 2018. He's now won 5 times at Pocono. So I just wanted to bring that all together, the whole FedEx thing, and St. Jude, Denny Hamlin with a nice win at Pocono. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with our bads and our uglies. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
How often do you say you love something? This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors, and I love selling real estate. And I love doing these ads. There's nothing like helping someone find their dream home, whether it's their first home or their 7th, or get them through the complexities of selling their current home. The creativity in writing and doing these radio ads is similar to the personalized marketing programs I design for each client. This often includes using the Shellbucks option. And people ask me, what is the Shellbucks option? If you or someone you know is thinking of selling their home, I advise people to talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers and let me be one of them. Find out how my strategic and creative marketing program can mean the difference in whether you sit or sell. Call or email me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Shell Done, Rosengarten, because people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Done at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. And I'll be happy to tell you about the Shellbucks option.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products in a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
Hey everybody, the All-Star Chevy Challenge is here. And I'm telling you, if it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is the place to go, people. Take your best written deal from any Mid-South Chevy dealer to our friends at All-Star Chevrolet, and they will beat it. Or they're going to give you a free tank of gas for the win. So now that I got your attention, yes, July is All-Star Challenge month, when you get to let All-Star Chevy beat that deal on any new Chevy or even pre-owned vehicle you want. Just take the official written deal from any other Chevy dealer, not that one your friend wrote down at the bar, and take it to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch. It's that simple. Not only that, they have the best testing ground of any other Chevy dealership, and when you head to All-Star Chevy, you know you got the best deal. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch and take the All-Star Challenge. Not in South Haven, it's gotta be Olive Branch. Or go to allstarautogroup.com right now and be amazed by all the hot new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles they have in stock. Don't miss the All-Star Chevy Challenge. You will thank me later.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all 3. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow-roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx.
Here once again,
Our Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays, 12:29 the time, our final 30 for the day. Johnny Radio's happy hour to follow at 1 o'clock. We're in the midst of good, bad, ugly. We got through our goods. Let me mention this real quick, and then we'll get to our bads and uglies. I think this is really cool. So the Redbirds, listen to this deal. For $20, fans can see every sporting event at AutoZone Park in August. $20 price, like $20, not per game, $20 total. I assume this is $20 total. You get one Bluff ticket to 16 Redbirds games and one Memphis 901 FC match. What? $20. So check that out if you're interested in going to see the Redbirds and little Memphis 901 FC like I saw on Saturday night. All right, what do you got for bads?
Bads. Well, I alluded to this earlier, but the Cubs bullpen, which the Cubs easily could have swept the Brewers over the weekend, so they lose 2 out of 3 because their bullpen blew an 8th inning lead Friday night. They blew a lead in the 8th inning and then again in the 10th inning on Saturday night.
Jeez.
And then yesterday they actually put it out of reach so the bullpen couldn't blow it. But that's on the backs of blowing 2 games in San Francisco earlier in the week. Their bullpen has been an absolute disaster, including Craig Kimbrell in the game on Saturday, giving up 2 home runs. Craig Kimbrell, in his career before this season, had given up multiple home runs in a game. I believe it was one time in something like 500-some appearances. He's done it twice for the Cubs.
Well, maybe if they signed him before the season, he got into a little groove, he'd be better. But he's not been good. What type of move do you think the Cubs make? I was talking to Austin about the Cardinals. I mean, who's going to strike first? The deadline's the 31st. Everybody needs a little bit of help. My Phillies got clobbered by the Braves in the first 2 games and then ended up splitting, which doesn't help, but at least they didn't get swept. They got to make a move for a starting pitcher. Yankees got to make a move for a starting pitcher. I mean,
well,
what do you
Cubs
think?
are looking for bullpen help. I mean, there's no doubt. They want bullpen help. They could use a left-hander in the bullpen, and they also want a bat. I don't know what they're going to be able to do for the guy that the Rays acquired yesterday was one the Cubs were, because they're looking for they would like a leadoff hitter, possibly, but they would like a leadoff hitter, center fielder type, or possibly at second base.
Right.
But the bullpen help is the obvious number one need that they have.
Yeah, but what's even available out there as far as bullpen?
And see, this year, you have to remember too. This year, it is a true trade deadline this week.
Right.
It is not. There's no waiver trades this year. So Wednesday is it. You have to. If you don't add them on by Wednesday, you aren't getting it done. So it's a little different this year without the waiver trade deadline. So they're not going to be all these deals still being made in August. It all has to be done. So the next couple of days could be crazy in the baseball world.
Yeah, and I love the way they're doing it now.
Speaking of crazy in the baseball world, Trevor Bauer. Something I had never seen before. Trevor Bauer yesterday, as Don Mattingly came out of Terry Francona came out of the dugout to pull him from the game. He threw the ball over the center field fence. Impressive feat, very impressive throw. I give him credit for that. But Terry Francona getting out the mound and said, "What the bleep is wrong with you?" And then Bauer apologized. He lost his mind for a moment. He just absolutely lost his mind for a moment.
Well, didn't he first throw a pitch back to the screen? He fired one to the screen. Then he takes it, as you said, from the mound. From the mound, he throws it over the center field fence.
And he apologized afterwards as well. But yeah, he just lost his mind. I've seen pitchers mad when they're getting taken out of the game. I didn't think I'd ever see one just hurl the ball over the center field fence. Which again, very impressive throw, but very weird to see that. I give a bad to Rory McIlroy. I wanted to see a shootout yesterday between him and Brooks Koepka, and it just never happened. Rory just couldn't make a putt, just did not have it yesterday. Was unbelievable on Saturday with his performance with the 62, but could not follow that up yesterday. And so we didn't get any drama really down the stretch at all. By the time after probably, 12, 13, that tournament was over. Even with what Webb Simpson was doing, there was no way Koepka was going to give that up. So that was the only part of the tournament that kind of was like, oh man, was hoping for a better finish than that. But nonetheless, at least Rory did have the good day Saturday to get himself into that final group with Brooks Koepka. And then also bad for the Giants as their wide receiver issues continue. Golden Tate announcing that he's going to be suspended for the first 4 games, although he is going to appeal the suspension because he said it was a fertility drug that he was taking that triggered the positive test for performance-enhancing drugs. So he is going to appeal, but Sterling Shepard, Corey Coleman already down with injuries, and now Golden Tate expected if the appeal doesn't if he doesn't win the appeal, he'll miss the first 4 games. They don't have anybody for whoever their quarterback is to throw to.
David Tyree, where are you, brother?
They're talking about bringing in like every out-of-work receiver in football. They're like, if you are a receiver and you do not have a job, like Des Bryant's name's getting brought up, whether he's healthy or not. Kelvin Benjamin, who was the...
How about Baldwin? Can they try to talk him into coming out of retirement?
I'm sure they literally are calling, if you are a wide receiver who's played in the last 5 years in the NFL, at this point, they have to find somebody. They have nobody.
Calvin Williams.
I don't think Calvin's coming back.
Well, last 5 years. When did he retire? About 3 years ago, right?
I don't remember when his last year was, but yeah, but they are in desperation mode.
They really are.
And you're dealing with either washed up Eli Manning or rookie that everybody wonders why you took him at quarterback, and you give them no weapons to work. I'll tell you, Saquon Barkley may catch 200 passes this year because their whole offense is going to be, every pass play is going to be, oh, that's right, we have no receivers to throw to, just throw it to Saquon.
You better watch your mouth around Austin Eldridge talking about washed up Eli Manning. He may come after you.
He is. He needs to join Peyton on these videos about celebrating the 100 years of football. Those are actually pretty good.
What else you got for bets?
That's it.
Okay, so I certainly have the Trevor Bauer deal. Bengals wide receiver A.J. Green, we talked about that injury earlier in the show, out 6 to 8 weeks as he tore ligaments in his left ankle on a shoddy field that they practiced at in, where was it again?
Dayton,
that's right, Dayton, Ohio. Rory's Sunday performance, that was the only downer, that it really wasn't any drama, but give a lot of credit to Koepka. He eliminated the drama with his performance, but Rory shooting 1 over, I believe he finished for his round. Did not talk to the media afterwards. It was a very disappointing. Look, they went mano-a-mano. Brooks hit him with the left, hit him with the right, knocked him down, then he stepped on his jugular. Never got up. I give a bad, and I talked about this earlier, the knuckleheads at 18 that said some derogatory things to Rory as he left the green and went on his merry way. And then I give a bad to what could be the final appearance of Phil Mickelson in Memphis. It could be. He's possibly going to drop out of the top 50 in the world. He's almost 50 years old, for goodness sakes. He had a terrible tournament. He's been in a rut all year long.
Yeah, because he's not going to make the President's Cup team.
No,
it could be it. He very well will not be qualified anymore.
Yeah, that's the one thing that hasn't been talked about a lot, but Phil Mickelson has been so gracious to this tournament. I also give a bad to RG3, another injury, fractured the thumb on his throwing hand. He'll miss at least 5 weeks. They have the starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson. RG3 was going to be the backup, and when he comes back, I assume will be. But Trace McSorley, the rookie from Penn State, now is the backup. They're looking at adding Josh Johnson. Remember him? With the Alliance of American Football, never played. He was at their deal in San Antonio, and then he was signed by the Redskins. He finished the season with the Redskins. He could be a part of the Ravens when it's all said and done. All right, what do you got for uglies?
Well, my ugly is it's just because it's kind of started to happen, and it will continue to happen over the next few weeks. It is just the rash of injuries that is bound to happen every single year in NFL training camp, and it will be big names. This is a big part of the NFL. Can your team remain healthy going into the season? You see the Bengals already losing A.J. Green. There will be many others like him that are going to suffer serious injury. Now, his ended up not being as serious as they once thought. There was a worry that he was going to be, blowing out his knee or something could be done for the year. But it's only torn ligaments in the ankle, 6 to 8 weeks. But the next 3 weeks are so important for NFL teams to try and not lose any of your big names for the entire season, because there will be a lot of torn ACLs over the next 3 weeks where guys are done for the year.
So is there anything they could do? They already limit on how many times you can practice, contact, things of that nature, although some of these injuries are not even, contact.
And most of the ACL injuries are non-contact. I mean, ACL is just, that's the thing. And that's the number one thing you'll see. And a lot of those are non-contact injuries. There's not much you can do. It's just the nature of the sport. It's a physical beating on the body, and there people are going to get injured doing it.
Yeah, they have to practice sometime, even though they don't play in many of the preseason games. And this weekend, it's the NFL Hall of Fame induction ceremony and the NFL Hall of Fame game. So we're already there. Preseason is right here and upon us in the National Football League. And my ugly happens to deal with the Steelers, but not the Steelers themselves. It's a fan of the Steelers. Did you see the guy who got the team logo, the Steelers team logo, tattooed on his head? So what happened then after that was Juju Smith-Schuster signed his head. He signed over the logo. And then he said, whatever fan, like if they tattooed my name on their head, get them some tickets. So this guy who already has the Steelers logo tattooed on his head now has the sign, I don't know if it was magic marker or pen, whatever, of Juju Smith-Schuster, gets that tattooed. So he has his autograph, he has his signature tattooed, he has the Steelers logo tattooed, and then he is rewarded by Juju Smith-Schuster with tickets to a future Steelers game.
No, you got season tickets.
See, I thought it was season tickets, and then I went back and read it, and I thought it said to a
when
game.
He tweeted he got season tickets.
Okay, good.
What Juju Smith-Schuster tweeted was he got season tickets.
Good, okay. Because I went back and I wanted to double check. I said, this should be season tickets, and I saw where it said tickets to a game.
What he originally told the guy was he would get him tickets, but when the guy then posted the thing, Smith-Schuster's response was, I think he said, much respect or whatever, you got season tickets or something like that.
Okay. But come on, man. Would ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, would you have anything tattooed on your freaking head for season tickets to your favorite team's games? Would you have a tattoo on your head?
I'm not getting a tattoo of somebody's signature.
I mean, would you, if they said Eli Savoy, Cowboys logo, the star, right on your noggin, and we're going to give you season tickets to the Cowboys games this year. Are you doing it?
No.
Of course you're not. Most sane people are not doing it. The insane, like this guy, are doing it.
But part of that would be that
it's not coming
I
off.
can't go to the games. I mean, I'm not going to be able to go to Dallas every week.
Forget that. Say you were in Dallas. You're just a fan. How many fans, what percentage of fans are going to say, yeah?
If you give me season tickets for the rest of my life.
Permanent tattoo. No, for the season, what he got. Tattooed a logo. Not only the logo, now he has Juju Smith-Schuster's signature until, Juju Smith-Schuster is disgruntled in a couple of years, and then they trade him. So now he's part of the Carolina Panthers, and this guy's got that on his head. No, I don't think too many people would. Big Ed, who's called in, he might do it. Ed, how are you?
Hey, Greg. Great, man. I was going to tell you, man, I think the Cardinals, man, their pitching is very, very suspect. And before y'all cut me off, I got a special treat for y'all, okay? But anyway, who do you think the Cardinals could get as a pitcher in a trade?
I don't know if they have what it would. I don't know if they're going to be in the market for the Mets guys that may be out of their range as far as what they want to do.
What do they have to offer?
I
don't know.
It is a. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what exactly. They don't have a bunch of really highly touted prospects, so I don't know. But there will be some veteran starting pitchers out there that they could probably get.
They're not getting Bumgarner.
I got one for you. They should go after. Miami Marlins got this Japanese guy. I think his name's Yamamoto. He's got some really good stuff. Now, he got beat his last game. But this guy, I tell you what, I'd go after him, and maybe you'd have to trade an outfielder, but the Cardinals got tons of those. Now, I told you I got a special treat for you, okay?
Okay.
With all the golf, you know how golf announcers are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Greg Gaston's playing in the tournament in the Masters. Here we go, guys. Greg Gaston. He's up at the putting range. Greg's just, here comes a long shot. Greg hits a 380-yard tee shot. Lands right on the green. It's rolling up on the green. Woo! He's 8 feet away. Greg whips out his putter. Oops. He shanks it. There you go, guys.
Thanks, Ed. That's 45 seconds. We're never
That was truly a special treat.
I started to worry when he said Greg whips out his putter. I looked at Austin, man, for the delay.
I had my finger on the button. Don't worry.
There was.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
There
that
was a
priceless.
chance. I'm glad that here with 15 minutes left in the show, Big Ed called. There was a chance that if he hadn't called in now, I was going to have to get through the rest of my day without that. And that would have been a shame. That would have really been a shame if I had not gotten to that. That truly was a special treat right there. You could not have described that any better. That was a special treat right there. I'm thankful that is a part of my day. I'm thankful that you have shared that with the rest of the folks out there listening. I think we are all better people
we
for
love
having
you, Ed.
had that moment from Big Ed.
We love you, Ed. But your baseball point, well taken. All right. Okay.
Did he make a point?
No, he did. He actually did.
I don't remember that. Car Wash USA Express. Let's get on to better things. Car Wash USA Express. That's better. Do not be driving around in a dirty car, folks. It is a dirty shame if you are doing so, because there's really no excuse. Car Wash USA Express has locations all over the area. If you go to their website, which is carwashusaexpress.com, you can find the list of locations. Find the one nearest you and get on by. Their washes take only about 3 minutes. They've started just $7. You can get the Fast Pass, where you pay a monthly cost. You can wash your car as many times as you want. If you wash it twice a month, you'll have more than paid for the Fast Pass. It is a great deal and a great way to keep your car clean and looking great. Vacuums are always free with purchase as well at Car Wash USA Express, so you can keep the inside of your car clean. Just don't be driving around a dirty car. I know, birds find your car once in a while. Well, you got to get over there and clean it off. Whatever, we get some rain, whatever. Hey, you want to keep that car clean and looking great. Helps your finish, helps your paint job last longer. Just makes you feel better when you're driving around in a clean car. So keep it clean, keep it looking great with the help of Car Wash USA Express.
All right, we'll take a final break, come back, and wrap it up for the day. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Today, business happens here, and virtually anywhere. Because today, innovative companies are reinventing the way business happens, and they need people who can keep up. With the expertise and technology to get packages to over 150 million delivery points. So, who can help you deliver the future of commerce? The United States Postal Service. See why we deliver more e-commerce packages to homes than anyone at USPS.com/future.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, Excellence in Office Solutions.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need. First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Did you know Davis Motorhome Mart is one of the top 10 Tiffin dealers in the U.S.? Come tour the 7.5 acres of beautiful travel trailers, motorhomes, fifth wheels, and toy hauler towables half-tons. Motorhomes from 27 feet up to 45 feet from brands like Winnebago, Coachman, Puma, Highland Ridge, and Tiffin. Take advantage of Davis Motorhome Mart's big blowout sale on 2019s and 2020s on their way. Stop by your gateway to travel freedom. Davis Motorhome Mart at 1145 East Brooks Road in Memphis. Call 901-332-3414 and cruise by the website davismotorhomes.com.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We welcome you back. Final segment here on Sports 56 Middays. Former Red Sox slugger David Ortiz is home after 7 weeks in the hospital after being shot in the Dominican Republic. He said on Instagram in his first public comments, being at home and looking at my family celebrating that I'm here safe is priceless. He was released from a Boston hospital on Friday, so spent his first weekend in 8 months, I guess, basically, with his family at home after being shot. So that's good news.
I can't find it. I just saw it on Twitter, but I don't know where. But because you were saying when I mentioned Eli Manning being washed up. Somebody described him as wilted lettuce, and I can't find it now.
I just saw that too. I got to remember who
was that? They called him wilted lettuce. I'm not the only one saying he's washed up.
So how shocked would you be if he put together a really good season?
Eli Manning?
Yes.
I
especially with no weapons around him except for Saquon Barkley.
His autograph tattooed on my head. Wait, it's not. With nobody to throw to, I don't like his chances. He couldn't do that with Odell Beckham Jr. and other receivers. I'm pretty sure I don't know who their starting receivers would be right now.
Right.
I don't like his chances.
They have had some players. Jackson State, Tennessee State, according to the commercial appeal, have signed to play in the Southern Heritage Classic through 2024. So Jackson State, Tennessee State, and their annual showdown will continue through 2024 at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium.
Folks, Fleet Feet is the place to go to get all your running gear, especially shoes that are just right for you. If you go see them at either one of their 2 locations, they'll, using their technology, they'll see the way you run or walk, and then they'll fit you with shoes that are perfect for you. And, of course, they've got all your other gear as well. They can take care of you and the entire family. They got men, women, children, everybody taken care of at Fleet Feet. They also do their monthly pub run series, other group runs, and training programs that they do from time to time that you can get involved with the folks at Fleet Feet. They're all about the runners. If you go to fleetfeetmemphis.com or their Facebook page, they always keep you up to date with what they've got going on. But either one of the 2 locations, you can ask them there as well. In East Memphis, Laurelwood Shopping Center there at Poplar and Perkins Extended, and then in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy next to the Hueys. That's the 2 locations of Fleet Feet. Again, online at fleetfeetmemphis.com. Time now for one final thing.
Before Greg and Eli get out of here for the day, they each have one final thing they think you should know to make it through the rest of your day. So here are Greg and Eli with one final thing.
I love this story. Katie Nolan, who's on ESPN, was talking about her experience on the night of the ESPYs. After the ESPYs, they have different post-event parties that go on, including LeBron James, who hosts his uninterrupted party, which is famously impossible to get into. Nolan was talking about this on her podcast. So Katie Nolan, along with Diana Rossini and Cassidy Hubbarth, who are Rossini's with ESPN. Hubbarth is with NBA.
Turner.
Turner, right? Okay, but people know who they are, and the problem is for Katie Nolan, she's not on the list, but Rossini and Hubbarth are on the list. So they're waiting in line. I don't know how she thinks she's getting in here, but she says the United States women's national team had made it to James' party before the ESPN trio, and as they waited in line, Rose Lavelle, who was one of the stars of their championship team in the World Cup, leaves. So she leaves the party. They see her go by. So they get up to, again, I'm reading this verbatim. The host has her little iPad with the list on it. Again, to reiterate, Cassidy and Diana on that list. Me, no, not at all. Never even sniffed it. So Cassidy goes first. She's like, Cassidy Hubbarth. The woman looks, you're all set. Diana goes, Diana Rossini, you're all set. I'm very aware of where I stand on the list of people going to a party, and I'm okay with it. I'm just not going to go because I'd rather not go and not feel bad that I can't get in. Then came Nolan's turn to enter. The host asked for her name. And so Diana starts to go, it's Lavelle. L-A-V. Rose, how do you spell your last name? Nolan explained on the podcast. At that point, Nolan picked up the ruse that pretending to be Lavelle was her ticket inside. And she finished the spelling. She goes, you're all set. Have a good time, ladies. So I snuck into the LeBron James party as Rose Lavelle. That's classic. We all have those stories about getting into a club or getting into a party. And she's famous. I mean, she's known. And she wasn't on the list and was able to use an alias who happened to be Rose Lavelle. Great story.
So the Ezekiel Elliott still has yet to report to Cowboys camp, although all of the reports out of Dallas say that the progress in talks for a new contract are moving well. Nobody's panicking. Everybody thinks the deal will get done. He'll be there. All is good. Charles Robinson, this tells you a lot about some professional athletes. His visit to Cowboys camp, he says, an enjoyable revelation from the day I visited the Cowboys. According to Amari Cooper, Zeke has previously flown his barber in from Columbus to cut his hair. So that's when you know you've got too much money. Now granted, Zeke only cuts his hair. You only got the gigantic hair, so he can't cut it very often. But if you'll fly a guy from Columbus, Ohio to Dallas just to cut your hair, you've already got too much money. You probably don't need to be holding out for more.
I was just going to say that. Why even get into a holdout situation?
Unless that's part of the new contract he wants. I need you guys to put in there that you will pay for my barber every time I want to cut my hair.
Or you will fly my barber in, and you will pay for all the expenditures.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you meant like pay for a new barber down in Dallas.
Well, no, he clearly is not willing to accept anybody in Dallas cutting his hair. You're a dude. First of all, you're a dude. What does the barber, you can find somebody to cut your hair.
No. In the African-American culture, with a lot of athletes, man, that is a big thing. That is a big thing, how their hair's cut as far as a barber is concerned. That's a big thing. We see it all the time.
What a great deal for that barber. Because I'd imagine if you're if you're that good, like in Columbus, the business has to be great. Like, dude, I'm so good. Ezekiel Elliott flies me to Dallas to cut his hair.
He's that good. Have you seen the LeBron James show where he has a bunch of athletes and actors and musicians? What's it called?
The Shop.
The Shop. What are they doing as they're talking? Have you seen it? They're getting their hair cut. It's
like fake getting their hair cut.
No. They're getting some of those guys are getting their hair cut. I think it's I don't know if they've made any more of them, but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, Zeke, what it does prove is when you're in discussions right now, your agent is, and the Cowboys counter with, dude, he's flying in his own barber. How much money does he need? I think you're right about that. I want to thank Jack Salmons for joining us on the program today as we wrapped up the first ever WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Tomorrow, Don Wade will join us for the dish. 2.5 questions on the docket as well. Want to thank you for listening, folks. We always appreciate that. For Austin Eldridge and Eli Savoy.
And Big Ed, thanks for that special treat.
Thanks for the special treat. I'm Greg Gaston. Stay tuned.
Way better.
Johnny Harden is coming up next with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. This is Middays. Have a great day, everybody.
Must think I'm dumb as a rock, reading me the news while I'm kicking on the shoe.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. As most of you know, I don't have a history of bragging or boasting.